Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Be fruitful and become many.
All right. Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host. We're a D&D 5e podcast, currently playing the adventure Hangmen, Worms of Frostheart. This story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otterboy Triton Bastard class. I also play Eddie, as well as any other similarly named characters, much to the DM's chagrin.
Absolutely. As well as Rakuzan.
Hello, I'm Recusant. I play Mavet Sohafidash, the spore druid monk that is the sap that keeps the party together.
As well as Nita.
Hi there, Nita here. I play Aaliyah Oblak, the human cleric sorcerer.
All right. So, before we get into the recap, all of you guys leveled up. Let's go in order. Mega, would you like to tell us about our build, or would you like to keep it to yourself?
It's like, the most that I will say is that Eddie's about to get a lot more involved in Eddie's combat. Or even more involved.
What about you, Rakuzan?
So, I leveled up and went into monk. So now I have evasion and stillness of mind. I'll be able to be less charmed or frightened by our various enemies and take half damage and sometimes no damage at all from AoE effects.
What about you, Nina? Like, what's your build looking like?
Went into sorcerer again.
All right.
Surprise Pikachu face.
That's very excellent. All right.
Wait, shit, sorry, I didn't say that toy.
Yeah. So, let's get into the meat and potatoes here before we get into the recap. I got something special to announce. Although not everyone is the same level, I still do want to reward certain players with some abilities. Nita, as you do reach this new benchmark, well, I should ask you straight out. Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Always the bad news.
Bad news first. All right. So I am going to be rewarding some players, and in particular, the main reason I'm doing that is because the Genasi in the setting are special. I know I've hinted at this. I know I've even shown it to you guys, but I guess I want to put it inside of a feature and show it to your guys' face that there is a bane that comes with being a Genasi above persecution. And that is what happens when you die. Aluya, Genasi will have, or at least the player characters will have a bane called Elemental Extinction. I'll read it verbatim for you. In hindsight, I should have had this pulled up. All right. Elemental extinction. When a Genasi dies, their body turns to waste and evaporates. The creature can only be restored to life by means of true resurrection or wish. Now, that's the band-aid here. All you gotta do is just not die. Don't die, Nita.
Oh, so easy. I technically already did.
But on the flip side, because obviously this is extremely detrimental, you are going to be walking on thin ice. I thought it'd be appropriate to reward you for this vice. So, I'm going to be giving you 2 features. The first one is going to be called Call of the Albatross. You will learn the Call Lightning spell. You can cast it using your channel divinity, upscaling it to your highest spell level you are capable of casting, and without requiring concentration.
Oh.
That's your first ability. Yep, hang on, it gets a little better. You are going to have another ability called Wings of Faith. Your walking speed increases by 5 feet, and when you take the dash action, you gain a flying speed equal to your total movement speed until the end of your turn.
Hot
Yeah.
dog.
And I'm going to be very upfront. The person who's going to get the most rewards is obviously the person who came into this knowing the issues. Seer is going to have her own little special treats to deal with. I have added all 3 to your sheet, and you should be able to see them. It does not automatically add the spell. Please add the spell yourself.
It was control spacebar?
Yep, control spacebar. And keep in mind, just with any homebrew thing I do, like if I had bad wording, or obviously if I had an oversight, we might have to revisit something, but for the most part, nothing I'm giving you seems game-breaking. It's just a neat addition that adds to your character. Mavet, I also have something special for you. Yep. You will have what I call Frostheart. At the cost of 2 key points, you can cast Fog Cloud without requiring concentration, with you as the point of origin. The Fog Cloud's radius follows your movement. When you cast it this way, you control the radius to be as small as 5 feet or as large as 40 feet. Now, by itself, this is a fairly awful ability because you can't see through the fog. That being said, I will give you a second ability, one with the smoke. You can see through heavy obscurement caused by fog-like effects, such as smoke or clouds. Your astral arms gain an additional 5 feet of reach while in heavy obscurement caused by the fog-like effect. Additionally, while in a fog-like effect, you can use a bonus action to expand the radius of the fog by an additional 5 feet. I'll add that to your character sheet.
Oh wow, now that I'm thinking about it, opportunity attacks just got really easy for you.
Yep. And finally, Mega. I apologize. I do have something for you when you die.
Oh, okay.
If you become a Genasi, I will have abilities because in Recusant, I need to point this out, I have only given Genasi in the party abilities.
Oh god.
It's so funny that Eddie's technically the only character in this party that hasn't died.
Yep. Just for your knowledge, Mavet, where you died was directly above the dungeon that held the sentient calamity. You've died and have been reborn as Genasi. It's just someone took it in their hands to guide the process. You are a smoke Genasi.
Nice. I
All
bet
right.
people haven't seen that before, so they're not killing me on sight.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
tree.
Yep. Yeah, you're a tree. That was the same mindset I had. You're very strange enough, but I am going to announce one more thing towards the Genasi party. I'm not going to be as lenient being in urban areas as I was with Tandika Island. You had the shield known as Eddie, who was a very influential figure on that island, along with some clever disguises. But keep in mind, you guys are essentially treated kill on sight by most cultures.
Eddie's allowed to have a circus on Tandeka Island if he wants to.
Exactly. You're his friends, and whatever the otter says goes. But yes, I just want to point that out to Mavet and Luya, that with these new powers, you guys can flavor it however you want. Just imagine you become more Genasi-like. Perhaps you're both sitting within your roles. You're starting to reflect your elements even more. All right.
Well, that has more smoke pouring out
Yep.
of him.
I'm struggling to add this spell, but I'll do it later.
Don't worry. I'll make sure to add it post session. But yeah, I hope both of you enjoy your buildies. And again, like if I see any issues with it, we might have to do some house cleaning in the future. But at the moment, this seems perfectly fine. It seems like these are opportunities to enhance your teamwork. But God, we spent about a little 12, 13 minutes going over some goodies here. We'll go over Sears when she comes back the next session. I need to ask the party, what the fuck happened last session?
Weebies fighting, yo.
Mavet, I'm forcing your hand. What the hell happened?
I was gone for the end of it, but... So I will do up until the part I missed.
Yep.
We started trying to save the poop-covered scaleless dragons, and we noticed a few of them going missing, disappearing, and not leaving a trace, so we were kind of confused by that. And we found out that someone was using a special dust to transfer them into the unseen public so they could get away. We also killed... His name is escaping me.
It's fine. Chichimeka.
Chichimeka, and he respawned, got super OP, and was going to completely annihilate us, but the party was able to escape, and then everything went black for Mavet's.
As you left the scene. Yep.
As I
Aaliyah,
left the scene.
you want to pick up on what you witnessed post scene?
After
When Mavet left.
well-
Yeah, what happened after that?
oh, I'm sorry, what was the part that he left? I was reading something.
Yeah, no, it's
important,
perfectly
but-
fine. When
Move real
Mavet actually left the combat, when the dragon flew into the sky, what happened next?
Oh, okay. So, this monstrosity was preparing to hit us with a serious AoE, and Eddie being Eddie, straight up MVP of all time, always, took aggro, and this eye dragon, the Igon, as I called him in notes, focused his attention on Eddie because Eddie presented him with the book. So he got the attention, and Eddie pretty much was fucking with this thing, dashing around the entire island trying to escape. And
My favorite verb was Looney Tunesing.
yeah. And as a means for everyone to be able to escape, he was doing this, and Seer went into the water just to provide some assistance just in case, and Mavet went inside, but he told Fishy to, what was it, protect Eddie? Or
Yep, protect Eddie.
and unfortunately, that didn't work out very well because for a moment, Igon focused on Fishy, and well, it's R.I.P. Fishy now.
I think it
He
did
wasn't back
between like
ripped.
yeah, I was gonna say I think it did between like 60 or 80 points, somewhere inside of that range.
That is
It-
one
it-
downside to like us not being able to necessarily see the damage rolls. We
Yeah.
can't just like scroll up to see it.
So, Eddie, got away, and we all made it to safety. So far, we think. And we are inside the fortress now, right?
Yep. Well, yeah. You're down the shaft.
Down the shaft.
Yeah, Mavet, roll me a d10. Aluya, roll me 2d10 because not only did you pick it up, but also I like Igon. That's really good.
2d10.
All right. Yep. Then add it as gold. All right. Well, that's being rolled. Well, I guess I'm just gonna state the obvious here. Like, Mega, are you going to be surprised that you have this thing's entire attention if you encounter this thing in battle again?
I would be insulted if he didn't, because that would imply that Eddie was forgettable.
Yep. All right. Well, I was thinking this over because I really don't want to force an encounter with this thing again. Well, at least narrative-wise, for a hot second. So I guess I'm going to tell you something I'm going to be doing in the background, or not in background, doing directly in front of you, Mega. This thing's undead. You have its entire attention. It's going to be scouring for you. But the continent's a huge place. It really is. And I can't really tell you all the factors that's leading this creature or its mentality or what have you. But what I can tell you is I'm going to be making D100 rolls when you stay in a stationary location. And it's going to be a very small percentage that will accumulate as you stay in one location. When I mean one location, I mean if you go to Frostheart and stay within Frostheart each day within that general area, it'll be 5%. And be a cumulative percentage of 5%, 10%, 15% for each day that you stay in there. Something I'll roll right in front of you, and it will not mean that it'll be an instant encounter. It'll just tell you, the player, that sometime during the day, this creature may find you. And for the most part, I'm going to give this a title. This is going to be essentially a regional wandering monster that is going to be searching for you.
It's oh hey bros, look, here's a military base. Let's stay here for a week or so.
Yeah. But yeah, if you, I guess the only stipulation that I'm going to say is, obviously if you change continents, change a location dramatically, it will reset back to 5%. And we're not going to be doing this shit during downtime or long travels like this. Like, it's going to be when you stay at a location, just to keep things simple and keep it from getting extremely unfair really quick. All right. I think that's all the fat that I have to chew here. Are you guys ready to get into this?
Yep.
Okay. Let's change it to a little bit of tension and fear. All right. So I guess the way I want to frame this is you guys are going down the shaft, like all of you, one way or another. I believe Eddie still has his fly on, but everyone's just sliding down the shaft here. There is a bit of a stairwell as well, but you guys are in a rush. You guys are rushing down. Let's just show you guys.
Man, he really got the shaft.
Just imagine this at more of an incline, but essentially it's just a shaft that's going down, down, and down. We have a bunch of Dragonborn. I would presume Genasi as well. Like, I know we kind of hand-waved the last little section here, but Mega, would you be bringing them along or shooing them away?
I mean, honestly, at the very least, they probably shouldn't be out in the... At least not out in the area that we just left them.
Yeah, so...
Considering a dragon might have
Yeah.
a yeah.
Yeah. You're not leaving them with a pissed off dragon. So I assume you're bringing them down the shaft. It's okay. We don't have to go through the steps here. They come along. They're sliding down if the party's okay with it. So I imagine we see like a black screen and we just hear the sound of cloth on stone and it's rubbing really fast. And then there's a blink of color, then another blink of color, and another blink of color, and the camera pivots down the shaft, and we just start seeing Water Genasi, Scaleless Dragonborn, Mavet, the Tree Man, more Scaleless Dragonborn, more Water Genasi, then Aluya, then Seer, and then finally Mega falling along. You guys are going down, 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 until you reach the bottom of the shaft, where it's embedded into the actual ground itself. As you reach this area, I'm going to say that, yeah, there's a platform before it gets submerged into water. I believe everyone in the party has a way of breathing underwater, correct?
I believe that we
Or
do.
not
I
require
think
breath. Yeah, either or. Yeah, Mavet, you don't need to breathe. Aluya, you can hold your breath so long as you're conscious. Or is it conscious?
She don't know that yet. She just thinks she's
It's actually, hang on.
gonna have a vision.
Hey, hang on. I need to look at something really quick. Okay? Hang on.
Yeah, and Seer has a shower cap.
Yeah.
Or a swimming cap.
Yeah, she has a swimming cap. Okay, incapacitated, so you're fine. That's the main thing I wanted to check. And unconscious doesn't make you incapacitated, does it?
Well, actually, it does.
Okay. Well,
We also need to adjust my AC because I'm no longer hasted.
yeah, I'll adjust everyone's AC in a moment here. Well, what about Warforged? Hang on.
Warforged don't need to breathe. Or
Yeah,
trees don't
period.
need to... Well, trees need to breathe, but they...
Mavet doesn't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's fine. All right. If Aluya's under the impression that she doesn't need to breathe, you do have a conch shell. It does require attunement, but it does provide you a means of breathing underwater.
And if nothing else, unless I'm misremembering, I believe water breathing is an artificer spell.
Okay. Then it's fine. I feel like we have enough ways to cover this. As you look around, you have Water Genasi. Looking at the Dragonborn, your heart sinks a little bit as you perhaps think to yourselves, can they even come with us? Do we have to leave them? And as you look at their necks, you do see gills. Yes, this particular tribe is aquatic based. But yes, you guys are on this platform. It's a moment of respite, and I would say at this moment, Eddie, you would hear echoing down the shaft the sound of a angry dragon, perhaps one that has run through an illusion, where we left off the session last time. What do you guys do?
Well, it wouldn't be the first enemy I've made.
I hear that. I guess we will have a club of people that don't like us.
Well, just kind of gesturing around him at all the genasi. It's I think already part of that club for quite a while now.
Yeah, true.
We should probably make t-shirts.
Mavet,
Club member stuff.
Mavet, you've been down here a little bit or a few seconds longer than everyone else. Well, what would Mavet be doing again surrounded by your refugees? Okay, gotcha. Never mind. Continue on, Mega and Leah.
So I'm seeing a lot of water, so is that our only way to go about things? Or is there a door somewhere maybe?
Well, trying to think. Yeah, well, I was just about to have an NPC chime in, but I don't think Jalen would know anything about this. The Genasis are newly formed. Dragonborns might know a little bit. Yeah, Jalen and Dragonborns might know a little bit about this. Yeah, so Jalen pipes in here just saying, I think it might be underwater. It's an entire system of veins that go all across the Titan Sea. And again, we hear that roar of the dragon echoing throughout the shaft. He sounds angry.
So you're like a sea creature now. Could you make a giant air bubble around us and we can all travel through?
I don't know how to frame this because that actually does sound like just straight racist. You're a sea creature. You make bubbles, right? I think she might stare at you for a while, probably a minute, without saying anything, and then slowly say, "Our kind breathes underwater. Why would we make air bubbles?"
I mean, to help the people who cannot breathe underwater.
Raises a hand, slowly puts it down, then back up again. We live above water.
I mean, in the water. We have to swim through, and we cannot breathe.
I'm sorry, I don't have a way to help you.
You could have just said no from the start.
I was offended.
Well, it's up in one of our, I guess, late night chats because, Seer doesn't really like to sleep. It's actually a little bit concerning, but, Seer can do Seer.
She nods. Vouches for that.
But for what it's worth, we could possibly just decide to bed down and Seer can come up with a solution that they were talking about some nights ago.
And she comes up with that solution, holding a potion in hand, giving it to people that might have trouble breathing, perhaps slipping a Luya a drink. Yeah, well, whatever method, she makes you drink something, Luya, that allows you to not die.
I'd like to think that Seer gave Aluya water because she
Yep.
understands the Nazi ways.
Gives you water.
It's but for everybody else's reference, I did just double check. Water breathing is on the Artificer spell list, and because Artificers can ritually cast, she can give literally everybody in this group who can and cannot breathe water.
Okay.
Water
Perfect.
breathing.
Yes. Works out perfectly. Everyone is capable of going underwater for a long period of time.
Thanks, Seer.
24 hours per cast.
There you go. She gives you a nod. Not looking you in the eyes.
Here's your placebo.
But again, like, unless you guys have something else you want to do, we can keep moving forward here. You guys submerge yourselves one by one within the water, and as you go in, you just see what looks to be a submerged ruin from an ancient civilization, and within its large chamber, now filled with water, schools of fish, seaweeds, coral, we see, I don't want to say hundreds, like I would say a couple dozen tunnels, each one with a circular entrance, and outside of it you just see the open ocean, and from the open ocean you just see like a full-on current of water. You guys have so many different options that it is overwhelming. And say like perhaps 20-30 minutes pass. You guys are looking entrance to entrance. You guys are all swimming underwater. Actually, communication-wise, Mega, are you just acting as a proxy for talking with everyone underwater?
You mean in terms of
Telepathy, like essentially, or actually, can you actually speak underwater with your water breathing?
Well, yeah, you can. I can do it just fine. I'm more just asking, like, is there a reason you think everybody else can't?
No, I was just thinking a little too realistically. I wasn't thinking from a game mechanic standpoint. But yeah, no.
I mean, we can go that direction. I'm just curious if that's what we're going
if
with.
people have water breathing, I don't want to go that direction. I would have gone that direction if certain people can't breathe underwater. But yeah. Everyone, just to backtrack one step.
I mean, like the thing is
speak.
that like sound actually travels like pretty well in water. The issue, like, or rather, the reason why like humans at the very least aren't great at hearing that stuff underwater is because their ears aren't designed for sound that travels through water and interpreting it.
Yeah.
But I like to think that the magic of water breathing, or like races who naturally can breathe underwater, like already have the capacity to interpret sounds, like specifically speech sounds, in water environments like this.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm gonna pitch something at the party. You guys have a group of people that you're taking care of. At this moment, you guys are going to travel for a very, very long time. To be perfectly frank, I don't even believe all of you guys have... Mavet, do you have Goodberry?
I do not.
I don't believe the party has a way of feeding a large group of people for
I mean, we
a
do.
long period of time.
It's just it's just that depending on who decides to do so, it would probably be easier with Mavet.
Yeah,
it's like we
switching
could
out
just
spells,
replace one spell.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
And in particular, what you can do is that at the when a long rest is about to end, you can just convert whatever spell slots you have into Goodberry, and they'll last 24 hours.
All right. Okay. You guys do have a way of sustaining a large group of people. But let me
Yes.
just basically give an overview of your options here. There are more, but these are just 3 simple ones. Either you guys go straight to Frostheart, take 5 days, 5 days straight travel, go straight to the location, possibly see if they can seek refuge there. You could find an abandoned island along the way. Like, these channels lead to islands all across Titan Sea. You might find a place that's abandoned that they can set up their own, like, a little outpost, a little community. Or you guys could try to navigate to an island you guys have been before. A place where you guys are treated with high respect. That may accept refugees on your word. The only issue is it might take an extra day onto your travel if you decide to do so. So essentially, you got 2 options where it could be risky, where the refugees could potentially be refused or die out in the wilderness, or you have one secured method at the cost of time. What was the party feeling?
I have 40 things of rations, so
Yep. They won't die of starvation.
yeah.
So what would you guys like to do with your lives? Do you want to start your own colony? Go someplace that we know you'll be safe, but it's going to take a little while to get there and we kind of don't want to add the time? Or do you want to do the secret third option?
1 second. You see that the representative for the Genasi's, he comes up and he says, "I don't know about the rest of them, but I'd prefer to live by ourselves, create our own colony. No place will accept us. Anywhere we go, we're going to be persecuted. Our best chance of survival is finding an island that would just leave us alone in isolation." And you see one of the Dragonborns who has the wherewithal to even speak for his group. But they say,
"Our kin wish to live with our own kind. We can find a tribe of Dragonborn or any lizard men. We would be happy. They would help support us."
So again, there's even a divide among the group. One person is supporting the risk, the other one supporting a day's travel.
Well, towards the Genasi, do any of you even have the means to reconstruct a somewhat livable place if we were to find you, let's say, an island that is uninhabited? Are there any masons, woodworkers among you?
It's around. We're sailors. We know a bit about carpentry.
And what about you, Scaleless?
Oh, because towards their society, like last time we mentioned it, they did wood weaving. Yeah.
We learn to bend nature to our will, live one with nature. We could, but without our scales,
Showing his body.
we'd most likely die like any human.
Well, towards the Genasi, are you willing to look after them if they're willing to help you as much as they can?
Hang on. The Genasi. From the perspective of the Genasi, you see that he furrows his brow for a second, then you see like rapid thoughts go through him. And I think he says, "More of us that band together, the better our chances of survival. If they could bear with our kind, yeah, we could look after them." But as you look at the Dragonborns, although they're seeking help, although they're desperate, you can still see terror in their eyes. They seem reluctant. In fact, I don't even think they vocalize it. It's just a very long period where they don't know what to do. But you don't think that they'd be able to collaborate with the Genasi.
I understand that you wish to be with your own kind in an established place, but with what is going on throughout this world of what I've seen, it seems more and more places are getting scary to stay. If there is a new place in which multiple people can come to seek refuge, and you are to build it alongside each other, might be able to make something great.
Also, like, for what it's worth, I think we do have to, like, go to an island at some point before next spring anyway. And that island, I guess, has the current scaled dragon if you're interested in that sort of thing. We could just swing by.
There's a gasp of air and a murmur among them. Scaled dragon, scaled dragon. They love that prospect.
Are you saying we could
Yeah, shut up.
that we can live with the scaled dragon?
Oh yeah, sure. I bet he'd totally be down to have more followers, right? Especially from, probably to stick it to the, well, just like gestures upward.
All right, so I know, Mega. Are you suggesting that you put them on a island, build a colony, then come back to them one day to bring them to Vitandis? Is that your pitch here?
So yeah, it's like he's essentially suggesting that we kind of have to go by that way at some point anyway if we don't want to have a scaled dragon on our asses. So we kind of already have a scaleless one on our asses, but if you had to pick one,
Yeah. Pick the one that seems cool. Yeah. Damn, that's a good pitch. I guess the way I see this, if you can give them some kind of collateral that this is a sure thing, I won't require a check. But if it's just your word, I perhaps need a persuasion check. So, unless you got an idea here, I'll offer you a roll.
You can always trust a man who can take down a Tarask. As I produce my bone, as I produce my bone quarterstaff, and show it to them, saying, "This is what Eddie has slain, and he has willfully given me this as a trophy of his."
Okay, I need a deception check, because you're really stretching the truth here.
Well, I mean, it is from a Tarask.
It is. That's not the point. It's the way that you're laying it down, because you're not telling the truth. All right, I'll offer you the roll first, Mavet, and depending on what you roll will dictate Eddie's roll if he does have a roll. Okay. All right. I will. Yeah, that's enough. I'll provide Eddie a roll if he doesn't have a pitch, and it will be with advantage. You got anything?
Well, what I was going to say is that, well, if you're really looking for more of some kind of assurance, we could always have a smoke together real quick, and I can leave something with you.
Okay. How do you have
you know
this?
what?
Yeah.
I realize that like every time I say that, people get really confused. Uh, if I meet certain conditions, we can like chat over long distances. You can literally call me up
Yeah.
with you up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? If it was any other culture, I would have had you make another check. But in this particular case, this is a tribal culture, and the way I see it is, when talking about major decisions, yes, a smoke session is necessary to come to a decision. So this is perfect. This is in line with the culture. There is no check to do a smoke session. I just need to ask, how are you having? Where is it being held, and how are you having it?
Well, I mean, on like, what time of day is it right now?
Okay, let me look at the clock here, because it should be accurate. Yeah, half an hour past. That'd be at 3 o'clock. Start back up the clock here.
Well, considering how like probably a number of people at this current moment are dead tired, I wonder if we would just like have it like, like a like literally in the shaft just before we started.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No.
That does mean
works
like there might be a few unwilling
Yeah.
inhalers, but
Yeah.
unwitting, unwilling.
Yeah. That totally happens. The long rest occurs. Are you sure you want to take the long rest before the travel here? Because you do have, like, each time you have a long rest, we're going to be making Constitution rolls for the people that got transported in your place.
Well, I mean, you said it was 3 o'clock. So
Yep, 3
how
o'clock.
many hours have we actually been traveling on this day?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys started off at 8 o'clock, then traveled until 3. Yeah. Then that tracks.
Well, yeah, if we've been traveling for 7 hours, like
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can help the fact that
Yeah. Well, it's more towards the fact if you take long rests as you're traveling, like through the Tidewind channels, like you're going to be traveling a long distance. It's just going to add a day to your journey. Instead of being 5 days, it'll be 6 days.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if there would be at any point in the channel where they could do that if it's underwater.
Yeah. Well, yeah, each one connects to an island. Say if I'm willing to give you a little bit more leeway here because, again, it's a funky concept here. If you guys are traveling through the Tidewind channels, you guys could make a pit stop at an island. Perhaps, like, literally have, like, a beach smoke session during the night, then continue traveling, so on and so forth.
So
Totally happen.
we'll go with that then. It's
Yeah.
like then at least if nothing else, people can choose to sit in and smoke together or not.
And not to mention, getting a little bit farther away from the pissed off dragon is always nice.
It's never a bad idea.
Yeah. So it totally happens. We see a bit of a montage. You guys end up on an island. You guys are on a sandy beach. Perhaps someone is starting a fire. Mavet, how do you deal with campfires? I never really brought this up because I never really thought about it. Do you actually burn wood or?
Mavet understands that other races need it for survival, but he is still scared of it. So he is away from the fire, hiding behind a tree, just looking at everyone.
I'm actually curious. Is this like a situation where tree or wood gets burnt? It's kind of like a pyre for the dead for you, or is it just like an actual, just straight out fear with no like religious connotations? Like what's your culture?
He's been told from a early age, beware the cleansing fire. So he associates all the fire with the cleansing fire.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Mega, set the scene for us. Like, what does this look like? And Nalui, are you joining in on the circle?
I think for her, she wants to have maybe a better chance to prove herself with Eddie's stuff. Last time didn't go very well.
Okay.
She's trying to show that she's not a total wimp.
Yeah.
I can
hang, don't
Yeah,
worry.
Damn right. You know what, Aaliyah? Inspiration. Fucking hell. Linked up. I love that. Good. Sorry, go ahead. What the hell? What's the scene look like?
Yeah, honestly, this kind of would be a situation where we'd have like, especially if people like doing it like like on Island Beach or whatever, like
Yep.
put together like a small little like a tent, like a teepee perhaps, and just like and Eddie passes the vape pen around,
Yeah.
essentially. And as he does so, like the tent begins to fill up with smoke.
You see the genasi made of like a air storm. Like just look at it, just going, how the fuck do I? Huh? And it shrugs shoulders, tries to breathe in. And as they exhale, like it is one of the biggest clouds you've seen. Still doesn't compare to yours, but it's up there for a beginner. As you just see it fill the tent. Then it goes to it goes to the Dragonborn.
All right. I guess one hit won't hurt.
Takes a hit. I can feel my tongue. Is my tongue
That's how you know it's working.
And it just putting their or like a little claw on their tongue, pressing at it. I don't think I'm supposed to heal it like that.
No, you don't understand. That's how you know it's working.
Oh, and I would say even Jalen joins in on this as well. Mostly just to observe you and to see this. Like it appears she has an interest with brokering peace and decisions. And she is just watching you. Joins in as well. Takes a puff. Which is weird. She never exhales. But you see her skin. You see her skin, much like a chameleon, like trying to blend in with the background. Then it turns very vibrant to vibrant red, blue, yellow, all sorts of colors. Then she passes the pen to Aluya.
Okay, this isn't my first go around. I will show you how to do this.
Hello, fellow kids.
So she brings it in, and then she takes in a big suck of air and holds it, swallows it, and releases it into this tiny little puff. Well, that was underwhelming, but maybe that's, yeah, do that. Make little smoke.
Mavet. Okay, you said this was inside of a tent, right, Eddie? Like a little makeshift tent? Okay. Mavet, what are you doing? Like, are you also in here near Eddie with the smoke?
No, Mavet is searching the island, just looking at the plants, seeing if there's anything unique in the herbs or anything around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you begin to look around at the plants, and no, I'm not going to go that far. You do see a typical flora. This seems like a regular island, not a dragon egg island. But yes, Eddie, why don't you remind us? Like we got a lot of people smoking for the first time. We got someone smoking for the second time. Was it second or third?
Second.
Okay. We'll see effects here.
Yeah, this would be Aluya's second, because she skipped out on the first one. Oh no, she didn't. No, what happened was that. No, this will be her third time because I think because like she first got like a taste of it technically when she needed to calm down when we visited that little cabin in the woods, and then like had an actual like full on thing. Yeah. Anyway, but yes, like as they are all like getting down with this passing the vape pen around, they start to notice that their senses are a lot more open. It's, smells seem particularly stronger, colors seem more vivid, and this is probably very interesting for the now scaleless Dragonborn because now they just feel everything on their new skin.
They feel the cold air. Oh, they feel the cold air on their naked skin. Yeah, like smell-wise, we smelled the salt of the sea, the overwhelming flora that's nearby the beach, and just the grit of the sand, along with the nearby smoke of a bonfire. Whether it's in the tent, outside tent, doesn't matter. Like there's a fire somewhere, and smoke is just overwhelming.
You know, if you're cold, you can always cuddle up next to somebody.
You see two Dragonborns like begin to cuddle, and you hear that wet and sticky sound of like two wet things coming together.
Please describe that sound in more detail.
Yeah, and if they separate, it will be painful as hell. But they're a little high right now, and this sounds nice. Ugh.
Nothing can go wrong with a good cuddle.
All right. You begin to do this. Now, in layman's terms, or at least like in form of roleplay, like, what's the collateral here? Like, I think I have a good understanding, but just announce it. Let me hear it in roleplay.
Well, yeah, like as they kind of like continue like doing this all together, just like probably even like going as far as the second stage, which they can literally like hear each other's thoughts, or even peek at each other's thoughts, like at least for all the participants. It's starting to communicate in this way. Eddie will pull out, I guess probably for these purposes, a collection of mushrooms whose caps bear faces. And he will say, "Now, I can pretty much communicate with you whenever I want now. But with these," as he kind of like gestures, "if you really wanted to, you could try to talk to me at any point. But if for whatever reason I can't answer, then I guess you could always talk to Pops."
They look at each other. Pops?
James Hayes. You can actually how to describe it? By sharing in this vape, we're all connected now. So if you wanted to, using this, again, gestures at the mushrooms, you can talk to pretty much anybody that's connected in the same way.
Just nod. And at this first stage, you said like a telepathy kicks in where you guys can start communicating with your minds.
So yeah, so like he would have waited until we reached that stage before
Okay,
starting to
gotcha.
go into this.
Yeah.
So basically,
like,
everybody who's involved can hear this.
Yeah. So like, they're looking at the mushrooms, discussing with one another. There's a glint of recognition from the Genasi about James, and the Dragonborn are still in the dark. They haven't heard of your father just because they're tribe-like society. But yeah, there's a bit of back and forth. There's a bit of arguing, then a little bit of camaraderie. Explain the next stage here, like as the negotiations are going along, and you guys are all getting high together.
Well, as a reminder, that is the second stage, where it's just
Okay,
like your minds begin to, like, not just your senses, but even your minds begin to open. It's like like open yourself to others and they to you. It's
Oh,
like,
you know,
and that would. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, it'd be great if they're having like a discussion and eventually they just stop moving their mouths on accident.
Just like this is easier.
Yep. It just goes from like, no, we should do this, no, we should do that, and eventually it's just maybe we're not so different, and the other person accidentally hears that thought, and they just go, maybe we need them, and both the groups begin to find a common ground without the barrier, the pretense of holding up a role. Both the leaders for both the groups begin to see a common ground. This may be the first time where two communities, one party of Genasi has integrated with another community, and we're seeing it blossom for the first time. Jalen is looking at this with open shock and looking towards you.
They're talking.
Actually, towards you, Eddie.
They're talking.
And she is even taken back for a second, like, did I just say that? Then looks towards you like you're essentially wrapped in the sea, looking for anything to grab onto here. Strange situation.
Yeah, that's kind of what you do at one of these. Granted, I'm used to more talking about like other chill stuff, but you know, like, they're chilling out a little bit, so it's fine.
Eddie, this is amazing. You treat it like it's nothing. This is a miracle. I never heard of Genasi integrating with another community.
And it's just a bit of shock as she's talking through her mind, like she's even transcending her own like disabilities from like the sheer amazement of this situation.
Well, like, I guess that's always been the funny thing, because I've had the chance to, like, talk with a lot of people from a lot of different places, and, like, for the most part, everybody's pretty chill. They just didn't, like, necessarily always come from chill places, but at the end of the day, like, once you break down, like, the barriers that separate you, like, you know, like this, just like waves his arms around, but then also like this, points at his head. It's, we can all be chill together, you know?
Yeah, and I'm going to say at this point, hours have passed. You guys are doing your long rest. You guys have long rested, or you guys are going to long rest. I'm not going to fuck you on this. Everyone can press long rest. But in addition to that, as you guys are relaxing, talking. This is very time consuming. I'm going to say it reaches 8 o'clock, and everyone's going to have to make me a wisdom saving throw. I will provide you all with the rolls.
Is this the
Yep.
the second of the day?
Second is the second one of the day.
Okay.
This is the one that I'm going to let you guys roll because you guys can actually pass the fucking thing.
Well, I more asked that because like whether to like make it do an avoidance or not.
Yep.
Oh god. Apparently I was away from the tab for too long. I gotta refresh.
No problem. Tell me if you need another roll, I can send it your way.
Eventually it'll refresh. Or maybe I just need to open it up in a different tab. Oh, there it goes. It's just take a while.
Alright. Do you need me to send you another roll?
Yep, it's gone.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. As you're rolling that Mavet outside, you feel a cold presence watching you. And it's so beautiful that you are the only one not in this fucking tent. So whoever's watching you just gets to see a nice beach and nothing else.
Oh, they see something really awful going on once the party finds me.
Okay. Now I kind of want to hear this. Like, there's a bit of a... Okay.
Part of me wants to see Mavet
Yeah.
humping a tree, but...
Yeah, I kind like, we lingered on this peace talk for a little bit. We had a little bit of a back and forth. I kind of want to fast forward things a little bit, because there's no need for a check with the two parties. You guys figured out a solution. They're going to be starting a colony, possibly on this island. Eventually, you know, the fire dies down. Everyone's laughing together. Like, perhaps Eddie said something funny. Or maybe, no, even Aluya. Aluya probably did something goofy, and everyone is just laughing, having a good time, bonding together. And then time moves forward, everyone's going to take their long rests. I would assume at some point, perhaps Eddie or Aluya, or possibly both of them, need to walk away for a moment. What's happening with Mavet?
So as Aluya or Eddie happen upon Mavet, he is slumped over next to a few trees, and what you see is...
Oh, you know, people can't see that. Like, explain it to the audio listeners, or even the fucking people on the stream.
So for our audio listeners, I have posted a picture of numerous trees with holes drilled throughout them. So
I was joking.
I had this planned before you even said that.
Yep.
As Mavet, we know he was recently reborn. He is going through some stages in his growing. He is no longer just a sapling. He is starting to be the next stage of a tree that I do not know before he becomes an adult tree. So he has taken it upon himself to reenact what he believed happened between Eddie and Mr. Valentine.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't want to be the one to walk in through that. So
I need to hear this. No, Aluya, Eddie, Aluya, you guys walk in. Mavet, what do they see you doing?
So Mavet is slumped over. We know Mavet does not have to sleep, but he fell asleep because he drilled so many holes into these trees.
He has drilled so many holes, guys.
Holy fuck.
So many holes.
Alright. Any comments from the two party members seeing Mavet like that?
Leah's just gonna look at Mavet, the tree, and Eddie. I don't want to ask questions. I don't want to see this at all. I'm going to go look at the water.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that, Aluya. As you look out into the water, you see a black mass in the distance, and you see a spurt of water into the air.
And I try and focus my sights.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Offer you the roll here. You squint your eyes a little bit. And as you do, you see, you think to yourself, is that a whale? As you squint your eyes, you just hear it like just call out to you. You see it blowing a bit of water from its little blowhole.
She looks around.
Seems lonely. What do you do?
She calls out to the whale.
It calls back to you.
It's working. Maybe I could have a whale pet.
Yeah, it really does seem lonely. Do you interact with it in any way?
She'll call out again. Where is Clip Clop, by the way?
I'm going to say that the horses followed you. I mean, you guys traveled underwater. Like, everyone has a mount besides Mavet. You fucked up your shit, buddy. Fishy's dead. Yeah, Clip Clop comes. What does Clip Clop sound like again?
Bleh.
Bleh. Comes up to you and shakes his head, has a bit of a twitch. What do you do?
Clip Clop, are you lonely, buddy? Would you like a friend?
It shakes his head diagonally. You don't know if it was a nod or a shake.
Yes, it seems like you do want a friend.
Okay. Bleh.
She'll call out one more time. Ooh.
Yeah. Calls back. I would even say a Clip Clop nods at that, weirdly. Straightens out his neck to do it. Do you travel to the whale?
No. I'm gonna have Clip Clop. How far is this whale from me?
You're on a beach, and I would say 120 feet. 120 feet seems appropriate.
I can. I'm connected to Clip Clop, or I just understand Clip Clop because I can speak primordial.
No, it can speak. It can speak.
Yeah, but Clip Clop doesn't speak in like normal sentences.
Yeah, it doesn't. But the weird part is, yes, I believe, I can't remember if I agreed on Aquan. Yeah, that's what I agreed on. It was Aquan, and you guys are using primordial as a way of understanding it, and that's why it's a bit choppy. So yeah, you understand every other word, and you can make up what it's saying.
Okay, so I can message Clip Clop. Is that possible, or has to be like a humanoid?
You can talk to him. You can talk to him straight out. It's fine. He can understand you. It's just you have trouble understanding him.
Go out, but not all the way. Like a good distance.
Blair.
To see what that is. I'm hoping it's a new whale buddy. But if not, haul ass, okay? Don't get close.
Blair.
Be
Kill
safe.
child?
Clip Clop did not say that.
Yes, he did.
Clip
Kill
Clop
child?
says, no. Clop speaks in like weird riddles, like haikus and shit.
That you understood 2 parts of that haiku was kill and child.
Very poetic.
Yes.
We will work on some things, Clip Clop. But yes, go check out what that is. Don't get close to it, just enough that you can see it clearly. Be safe.
It puts its head under the water, leaving its eyes just surface level. So you just see like the top of its head and eyes lurking forward, doing a serpentine, coming closer and closer. And it speaks to the whale, and you see bubbles rising up from it speaking. And each bubble pop, you hear bleh, 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 bleh. Sneaks back, stares at you, squints his eyes.
One squints, the other one stays open. They each
Yeah,
look in different directions.
There you go. You know what? I'll take the L on that one. You're right. I keep forgetting how fucked up it is. Yeah, one squints, the other one's just open like Uncle Ruckus, and you just hear, again, it speaks in a haiku, but the parts that you understand is lost child. Kill? Bill said.
What? No, we're not killing nobody.
Aww. Dunk said.
Lost child.
Want friend. Kill?
Well, no, we're not again. No killing.
Aw.
Could you
Bleh.
scout around safely and see if maybe you could find said child?
Sorry, that gift got me. The little ducky holding a fucking knife. Okay, sorry, what was that? That distracted me.
To safely, for Clip Clop to safely scout around for this lost whale child.
Yeah, scout around. Yeah, hours pass. It scouts around, does a thorough search, finds nothing. It appears this whale is lost from its family. What do you do?
I will be right back. Clip Clop. Just have eyes on the little whale. I will be
Squints
right
one.
back.
Other one stays open.
Again, no killing.
Aw.
She'll try and find the guys.
Yep, you find them. One's asleep, the other one's probably smoking a vape, staring at the holes. How the fuck?
Just looks at the holes and says, gross. I have a little request. If you guys could help me.
Like, did you want me to, like, scoop the sap out, or?
No. No. I was
Each one dripping with sap.
I was at the beach and a little whale is lost. He is looking for its mother. I was wondering if maybe you could fly or something. Maybe Mavet has like a connection with other islands and maybe
before we get
find
crazy
the mother.
here, let's. I'm gonna offer a nature check to the party before we get too crazy. Hang on. All right. Oh, besides Mavet, sorry, you're fucking asleep. Never mind you.
Oh boy.
It's like, never mind you.
That's a 13 from Aluya. And that, wow. Eddie, with your 18, just looking behind Aluya at the whale, you notice that's a killer whale. You are in a tropical part of the ocean. You could ascertain the more north you go, the more likely you are to find its family.
Well, I mean, we're kind of going in that direction anyway.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think it's
Yeah,
northward.
you are. It is. Yep.
It could always, like, tag along with us.
Go ahead.
You know what? Maybe I'll swim over and kind of, like, calm it down a bit.
Thank you so much.
As you get closer, you see Clip Clop is whispering something to the whale.
Clip Clop, what are you telling it?
Lost child, kill? No.
As a reminder, I'm fluent in Aquan Primordial.
Son of a bitch. All right, hang on, you motherfucker. All right. I was thinking of bringing back the lost child to Minerva, but I was told not to kill the child. No killing. Yes?
They will come to Minerva in their own time, but for now,
But what about
this
his
one
vocal
needs to be
cords?
All right, Clip Clop is not a murderous little human. Stop changing my hippocamp.
Sorry, I played into the race. The hippocampuses are fucked up. All of them.
Well, look at it this way. This one's still young, right? That means they're not fully developed yet.
Aw.
So it would be better if it was with its mother so that it would be raised properly, and then it will have strong, plentiful vocal cords for Minerva to take later.
Blinks one eye at a time. Blink. Slowly nods, but again, crooked neck. So you can't tell if it's shake of the head or it's green, disgreen, but it moves its head.
Oh, but I'm going to make that one perfectly clear. Eddie was like doing that in message first,
Yep.
and then started speaking to the whale. Because
Okay.
as a fun thing
Yeah.
that doesn't usually come up that much, Triton's speech can be understood by aquatic creatures.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's like, hey, buddy.
Hi.
Yeah, so you're looking for your mom, right?
I miss my mom.
Well, don't you worry. My friends and I, we're probably going in the same direction your mom probably is. If you tag along, we'll probably find her.
Really?
Yeah, totes. We can even ask around once we're there to see if they saw her anywhere.
You're so nice. I would love that. Keep him away from me. As he looks towards Clip Clop.
No, Clip Clop is wonderful and stupid, and he can't be understood because he speaks in riddles.
It's like, I just want to rip out his vocal cords and offer them to Minerva. It's like such a complex being. No one will ever understand him.
I am sorry. I am sorry, Aaliyah. I'm not trying to change your fucking pet. It's just with that particular race, they do have something that they want to do, and it's obvious. But yes, he does speak in riddles. He is goofy, and he looks fucked up. But again, Clip Clop just blinks one eye at a time. Blink, blink. All right. Any other finishing notes here before we move on to doing travel?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
It's, how fast do these whales travel?
Fast. Why do you gotta be asking me questions? Hang on. Look at the.
I only ask it because honestly, this could be a situation
60.
where if the baby whale was agreeable to it, the people who like can't swim as well or like need to take a break can like maybe pop in their mouth on the super highway.
Yeah, totally happens. Yeah.
And could easily like maybe speed up travel a little bit, since normally travel is dictated by the slowest.
Yeah. Yeah, and if everyone's riding the Tidewind, even the whale, like you guys will be traveling fast. What name do you guys give the whale? It doesn't have a name, but we're not going to be just calling it whale.
Toby.
Eddie.
Fish,
No.
get out of here. That's a
Shut the
horrible
fuck
fate.
up. I don't care how you spell it. No, veto. Illuya.
Eduardo.
Fuck, Eduardo. Okay, we're keeping it. We're not gonna make any more bets. Eduardo. His name. Got another fucking Ed. I like Eduardo.
Oh, if we want to, maybe we can come to a compromise here. What if we call them Ebby?
Ebby.
Like ebb and flow.
There you go. Ebby. All right, everyone down for Ebby?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You guys begin to travel. We're gonna have a montage, like any finishing notes that you guys say to the Dragonborn and Genasi. They're gonna be staying on the island where you had your peace talk, and they're gonna be starting up their little civilization here. Oh, Mavet, how many trees did you fuck?
My gosh.
Can we roll?
Yeah. Roll whatever die seems appropriate. Not a D100. Anything besides that die. Just roll a die.
21 trees.
All right. As you sleep and wake up, you see 21 trees are missing.
Well, that's gonna have a lot of kids.
God, I feel so dirty, but so alive.
Hey, you guys talk to both the leaders. Any final notes before you guys lead back into the Tidewind channel?
So then, like I said, do your best with where you're at right now. We'll be making our way back. It's like sometime at least before the coming spring. But if for whatever reason that hasn't already happened, or if something does happen and it's an emergency, you can use those mushrooms I gave you to contact me, or if I don't pick up for whatever reason, just get my pops instead.
Yep, gives a nod. I'm gonna say, like, just to include Seer with this, I'm gonna say all the Dragonborn have bandages, like fresh bandages, perhaps from safe leaves, whatever could be used as gauze across all the Dragonborns, so they can stave off infection. And perhaps we even see Seer making concoctions, giving advice, essentially ensuring that they don't die while you guys are gone.
One thing to note for Seer
Yes, ma'am.
is that she used her long rest to fill her spell storing item.
Yep.
And to use it for Milf's acid arrow.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. And if she changes her mind, like throughout the travel, that's perfectly acceptable as well. You guys have a lot of days to work with.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we see hugs being given out, handshakes, and a wave goodbye as you guys go back into the water with a whale in tow. And you guys begin to travel. We're We're going to go over a couple details. I'm not going to try to bloat it up too much, but I want to give you guys a chance to have a little R&R. I would say the only event that happens is as you guys are traveling, one of the days during the 5-day travel. Yeah, I'm going to say like we see a bunch of aquatic creatures like ambush the group. They're made of black scales. They have tridents in hands. They look like a menace. And as you guys get prepared to fight, we see like Ebby come in and fucking eat them alive and deal with the threat post haste. I was hungry. Yeah,
Well, you
like,
know what? You are a growing whale.
Yeah, like any issues you guys have along the way, like Epi takes care of it. But yes, let's go over a couple things throughout the journey here. Read my notes here quick. You guys dealt with the refugees. All right. Aluya.
Huh.
During the travel, you see that Jelenua, she is like you guys are in the current. Imagine that. So there's like you guys are in a circular, cylindrical, like a tunnel of just fast moving water. You guys can look around, see each other, and Jelenua is right next to you, and you see that she's sulking, thinking about what happened with the tribes, the Dragonborn and the Genasi. And she keeps like shooting a gaze your way, then looking away like she's about to say something, but she doesn't have the guts to say anything.
Something on your mind?
I was just wondering. Do you have...
And she pauses for a second, remembers the comment that you made at the shrine, steels herself. Do you have parents?
Oh, yes, I do. Why do you ask?
Are they Genasi?
No, they're not Genasi.
Slowly nods.
I was just wondering, because of what I look like, because what do you look like, will our parents still love us?
Well, I know I don't have kids, but my parents are really wonderful people. Actually, where I'm from, we have all kinds of people, so even when I first met Seer, I didn't see anything wrong with her. She was just somebody new to meet. And now, having met her, she's really amazing. We try not to judge people where I'm from. And my family is really loving and open. So I hope your family is the same.
My dad, he hates outsiders, hates savages, hates Tritons. I don't think he will love me anymore.
I don't see how he could not. You might look different, but you're still you. I'm still me.
But you look like you. I don't think he'll believe me. I don't think he'll believe me.
A parent will know who his child is.
Really?
Yes, I believe that. I might get some used to. I mean, if you look different than what you currently say you do, then it might take a moment. But they should see you for who you really are.
There's a long and pregnant pause. And you just see her skin transform from blue to red as she hesitantly asks,
Have you ever loved someone?
Like, yes, I love Eddie and Mavet and Seer. Seer. I love Seer. I love my parents.
She blushes a lot and she just goes, I love someone.
Well, that is wonderful.
I don't think they'll love me back anymore. It was already complicated enough with my dad and him, and now I just look like a freak.
You don't look like a freak. I think you're beautiful.
It's hard to tell, but you just see that with the way she's squinting her eyes, or maybe she's even incapable of it, you just see like a sorrow, possibly like the start of a cry that has no tears because you guys are underwater.
You mean it?
Yes, I genuinely do.
Kind of want to imagine like Ebby is like in the current itself looking at both of you, and you just see like even probably in the eyes like just approval. Eddie, you hear, she's so nice. I wish I could have friends like that.
Don't worry, you'll make friends like that one day. In fact, you might already have.
Really? Oh.
So you know what? I'm gonna teach you how to do a fin bump.
I want to learn how to do a fin bump. And again, during the travel, we see a montage of Eddie teaching a fucking whale how to do a fin bump. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Your friends are amazing. You can all do so much. You've overcome everything. Threats, challenges, even barriers between races. I've worked my whole life to overcome such things. And Eddie did it in one night.
Yeah, Eddie is pretty great like that.
Do you think that two worlds can join as one? Two people, two groups, even with blood feuds, differences in cultures, fighting, war?
I do. So, like, there was this guy, his name was Rory, and he was out to kill me because he thought things happened. So he thought I did something really bad. I didn't. But we're cool now. So yes, I do think that two different people, even when they're angry at you, can eventually come together and be chill.
You see her blush at that. I hope so. I hope you're right. And she just becomes a little bit more silent throughout the ride. Like, again, there's a big fucking tangle of issues, but she opened up a little bit too. Yeah. So 5 days are gonna pass. I'm gonna have you guys make the rolls in a little bit, but I do want to resolve something. We're gonna have a little bit of a cutscene here. Perhaps, like, Eddie, why don't you flavor how you teach a whale how to do a fucking fin bump, and then we'll transition into this.
I mean, like, first, remind me, like, about what size are they?
Oh fuck, what size is a fucking killer whale? But in game terms, they are, pulling it up, right here. It's a huge fucking creature.
Well, I mean, regardless,
Yeah,
I think how
actually.
Eddie would try to do it, especially if like the fins are a bit far off, just like he would like first like like swim a little head and kind of like demonstrate with his hands. He's like,
All right, first kind of like wave your fin like this for me just to like practice it first.
Okay. Like this? And he does it wrong.
That no, a little more like this.
Oh,
Change the angle a
okay.
little bit.
Yeah, I can do it. Does it?
So, all right, now do that for a bit. I'm gonna swim down and I'm gonna try the bump. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
swims down to the fin, then does it with the like first sees if he can do it with his hands. It's like, how do they do?
Yeah. You know what? Let me roll a d20 here. Let's see. He did surprisingly well. He did really good, all things considered.
All right, cool.
60.
That was great for your first time.
Yeah. Did I do it?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's even cooler with like bigger creatures. Oh, you know what? Now we're gonna try doing it, but instead of my hand, I'm gonna do it with my tail.
Oh, that's pretty sweet, dude. Yeah. And we see the montage. You're teaching this guy. You guys are bonding with the whale. And I kind of want to imagine we see like bubbles fill the screen. And then we fade to black. And as the camera comes into focus, we have a high vantage point of an island. We witness a scene unfolding. We see the gentle melody. Well, we hear the gentle melody of waves caressing the sandy shores. Our gaze lands upon a monstrous sight. It's a colossal pink creature. Its wings cruelly torn, its once menacing jaws now toothless, and a torrent of blood stains the pristine waters, the deep crimson. Show you guys what this scene looks like here. You see the camera, it turns towards the head of a familiar dragon, Brimmer, now in a pitiful state, his deformed wings severed, lost in the vast expanse of the ocean. Amidst the dense jungle, there's a soft cawing of parrots that reaches us. their voices repeating a name. Grimmer, Grimmer, how the mighty have fallen. Grimmer. The branches swayed gently as if whispering secrets. The dragon's movements carve deep furrows into the sand as it struggles, both of its eyes gouged out, leaving out only the third eye on its forehead to blink into focus, its pupil twitching in the fading light. Who dares? Who dares sully my name with their filthy tongue? Do the birds mock my failure? Do the gods laugh at my ambition? As we look into the sky, we see twilight descend, and then darkness envelop the sky. Stars streak with red trails, casting an ominous red glow. What is this? Is this the end? World of darkness as my reward? Grimmer's neck cranes towards the falling sky. Not even a hoard of treasure to my name. Not even a copper piece. Grimmer. Grimmer. Pathetic. Pathetic. The parrots mimic in a haunting chorus. Foul birds mock me no longer. Let my final moments be in peace. The dragon's breath slows, growing longer with each passing moment. Second. It is not the birds that mock you, nor is it the gods. It is merely your pride, and I give it voice. I give it the voice you deprive it of. We see a feminine figure emerge from the thickets. The birds fall silent, and the waves' melody fading. Only the whistling wind and soft footsteps on the sand break the silence. Sorcerer! A mortal dares cut me with their tongue! With a renewed vigor, Grimmer staggers, upright on his front legs. I am Grimmer, the one who will be opulescent with all the scales my kin have to offer. The woman in black robes hesitates, trailing her finger along her obsidian skin, her eyes pulsing a dull red. I will show the party. Your emotions were extraordinary. I've conversed with the brethren. They are content to laser over treasure and sleep till time's end. But you were special. It's a shame that such hot coals would be smothered on a nameless beach on a forgotten island when your conquest has just begun. I shall grant you a swift death. We see the sky bleeding red, and 4 meteors descend, casting an eerie glow. Grimmer's eyes gleam with determination. A milky white fog coils around his fangs. You have wronged me, Grimmer. You stole from us when we wished for a watcher. By the looks of it, you even lost the Ambrose Pearl. Should I not seek recompense for such a crime? It was priceless. You, however, are not. Her red eyes beneath the cowl flicker like a flame on a wick. What could you offer me for your life? We see a blast of white fog, comprised of grasping, dead souls, envelop the woman as the dragon roars with all his might. That is what you deserve for mocking a great dragon. And we see a fit of coughing, blood painting the ground. Once he regains his breath and the fog dissipates, his eyes tremble. What foul creature are you? Your flesh remains taut. You haven't aged. The stars draw closer, Grimmer. You'll be forgotten. Or will you rule with a scaled fist? The silhouette of the woman shimmers in the fading fog, the souls kneeling, grasping at her robes. I wish to rule. I wish for color. I wish to be kinless. I wish to be a ruler of a dead kingdom. And what do you have to offer for such a wish? Everything. I offer everything. My body, my soul, all those within my thrall, those who will be. In fact, I had the pleasure of meeting 2 genasi with great power that would serve you. His voice falters, searching for a title, a name, as he offers a lock of pink hair and an obsidian nail. Gehenna the Fell. And then we cut back to the party. All right. I'm just going to bring it back to the world map here. And I'll show you guys where exactly you're traveling here. Just so we can have a better visual. All right. So, going from Tidewind Channel, you guys bypass the Thunder Rift fjords, going towards the Evergale Gulf, leading directly into Frostheart. Well, not inside of it, but near it. Before we reach the destination, does anyone else have any house keeping, anything that needs to be done, or any like moments you guys would like to have as you guys are traveling for 5 days? And before I start making rolls here.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. I'm not going to offer the roll because you guys are going to have to make multiple rolls here. Just everyone roll me 5d20, and we're going to go through quick how many successes and failures happened with the people that you transported with. Be right back in 1 second.
Good gravy, I rolled bad.
All right. Let's have a look here. All right, with my vet, I'm just gonna quickly jot this down. Notes. Exhaustion. All right. With Mavet, you replaced Penelope. She succeeded her next roll. Yeah. Write these down. Full passes. Then 10 passes. 11 passes. 1 is a critical failure, so she fails twice. And 15 passes. All right. Penelope is up to two levels of exhaustion. Keep in mind, we go till 10. Let's go to Aluya. Oh, Aluya.
I know.
6 is a failure. 3 is a failure. 6 is a failure. 11. 13. All right. That is a total of 4 failures. Eddie, let's talk about your mother. Wow. All right, since we had our first 20, I'm going to tell you, Eddie. Let me go order of operations, and when we get to your 20, I'll talk about it. 17 is a pass. 18 is a pass. 4 is a failure. 3 is a failure. And with the natural 20... 4. Okay. With the natural 20... I'm going to highlight it on on the sheet that I'm keeping track here. But you will essentially, your mother will not have to make a save for the following day.
She just learned to chill that day.
Yeah, twice.
It's like, I'm just gonna kick back.
Yeah. So, yeah, and let's calculate this quick. Marianne has 3 failures, 3 levels of exhaustion. Lithril has 3 failures, and Penelope has 2. When Seer comes back, we'll talk about Eric. But yes. Now here's the thing for you. I am no longer going to be asking for saving throws for the scrying unless you guys separate. Because, Aluya, you will automatically fail both of your checks, along with Seer.
Okie dokies.
You guys have a good idea. Well, you guys don't, but you as players have a good idea of both parties scrying on you. All right. You guys go through the tunnel. You reach the end. And I want to imagine like this is an ancient building you guys arrive at. You guys reach some ramshackled stairway made of stone, crudely cut, that leads up until a natural cavity inside of an island. You guys reach it. You guys are on inside of the island. You're inside of this cavity. All you guys have to do is keep walking up the stairs, and you'll reach outside in front of Frostheart. What do you guys do?
I mean, I guess like then on the way, would have there been time to kind of like, you know, like passing by like any like aquatic creatures, like would they have like made any mention of potentially
You know what?
a giant predator, or just like,
Yeah.
you know, I used to know a whole school like, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard from them.
So, yeah, as you like, honestly, you can talk to fish. If you couldn't talk to fish, I wouldn't even bother giving you a check or letting anything go for it. I'm gonna say with this, you have days, absolute days to talk to nearby fish. You do figure out locations of nearby schools of whales, or at least, you know, groups of them. and you believe you ascertain the location. I'm going to say at this point you're probably going to be saying goodbye to the whale as you, go up to the surface of the island.
So, all right, Epi. All I can really ask is that I want you to teach everybody that you meet or already know how to fin bump.
It gives you a nod. Well, let's not say goodbyes just yet. We'll just wait until we get to the surface here. But yeah, like you mentioned that, hey, found your family and whatnot. You guys are
Okay.
Yeah. Order of operations. What do you guys do? Because I'm giving you guys a little bit of freedom before like moving you guys on here. Like there is a stairwell that leads upwards. You guys know that the Tidewind channels are a secret passage used by the Genasi to get around island to island. You'd presume that there could potentially be more Genasi around. So either you guys might need to get your story straight, or you guys might even stealth. Like the options are up in the air here.
All right, so actually, you know what? This might be like maybe a little bit before the typical clockwork scrying of that particular morning or part of the day. It's like Eddie would say, "All right, so like, since I'm pretty much the only one here that's, well, with the exception of one, it's it might be a good idea," as Eddie kind of, oh, you know what? This might be something, because I don't know, like, how versatile this is, but for the sake of the party, if I remember correctly, this is also, because I believe I even used it myself, but always good to check. Yes. It's like Eddie's actually going to look over to Seer.
Yep.
It's like, hey, didn't you mention over the past few days that you were working on a way so that people could look different? Like
Nods.
everybody?
Nods.
Do you have that prepped yet?
Nods.
All right.
Yeah.
In which case,
yeah.
So then, Seer will be using her apologies to Aluya, but I do know a little bit more about artificers, and this might solve a lot of issues. It's like for her spell storing item for the day, or possibly for the near future. It's like she can actually like store the disguise self spell.
Okay.
That's fine. It's just what she told me to use. That's all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But... all right. Sounds good.
Essentially, you know, like for the purposes of getting past this part, or possibly like future parts, depending on what the situation is, it's literally pass around this disguised self item to the individuals that might need it.
Okay, so in this case, you being the outlier, I would presume Eddie would be the one using disguise self in this scenario, or yeah.
Well,
like for
we also have, you know, Octoprincess.
Yeah. Yep. That also works out.
That, because like if it was just Eddie, honestly, Eddie could have just gone into his pipe and had been done with it. But because she's also traveling around with us and she doesn't have that option,
Gotcha.
Unless, I mean, like another option we could do is, since the two of Genasi, or three Genasi are all Genasi anyway, they could pass over the staff that we made to. It's like that's also an option. So I don't know which would be the better alternative in this scenario.
Yeah, let's go with the staff for now, because that seems something more appropriate she would do. That gives Sierra a little bit more freedom when she comes back to dictate exactly what she did with her items. I'm willing to accept that. alter self on 2 charges. Alter self on Eddie, alter self on the Squid Girl, look like Genasi, or do you have another plan where you're just gonna go within your vape? And
Eddie's
have
just
someone
gonna
use
go to
alter
his room
self?
anyway, because
Yeah, fuck
you know,
it.
like to
Yeah.
avoid the first check anyway, and he'll just stay there. Since he can hear everything outside of his room while he's in it, he can always just come out when it's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely happens. Okay. Is there any precautions you guys are taking, or are you guys just gonna go up the stairs after doing alter self Eddie inside of the vessel? Like anything else I should be aware of? Yay, nay. Beluya seems fine. Mavet seems fine.
Did Mavet recharge his batteries over the course of 5 days?
Yes.
Mavet, make me a wisdom saving throw. We're gonna address something right now. I'll offer you the check here. Hang on, I just got a lot of shit on my screen. I'm getting ready for everything that's gonna happen next here. Okay, some saving throw. There we go. Oh, sorry. Would that have had advantage on it or anything?
I don't
Make
believe
sure.
so. I'm not in my
Yeah.
forms.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you didn't have any bullshit. 24. I'm going to tell you what you hear. Mavet, as you acclimate yourself, take a moment just to breathe in and have control over your character again. You hear voices in your head. You have schizophrenia, as you have 21 voices that will mumble in your head. Please put that down on your character sheet. But it does not negatively affect you. How do you react, Mavet?
Seems like it was a wild day. Maybe. Guess I had a good time. I just keep thinking about all those holes that drilled. Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So he's just thinking it's him just reminiscing about finally getting some bark.
Yep. Got some sweet tight ass bark.
It's like finally got his hands on a few knots, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep. All right. I'm not hearing any objections. You guys are going up the stairs.
So I guess, I guess she can hold on to like Eddie's vape pen. It's,
Jalen or Seer?
Jalen.
All right, she does.
You know what? It's more of a just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she holds on to your pen. You guys begin to walk upstairs, and as you walk upstairs, you see a figure atop the staircase. He is, well, not he, it. It is sitting down on what looks to be a chair and staring off into the distance. What do you guys do?
I'm sorry, who's sitting in a chair staring off into the distance?
It is a silhouetted figure. It's up the stairs, blinded by the light. I'm asking if you guys do anything or proceed to walk, say anything. What is order of operations here?
It's you and Mavet. I'm in a pipe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was writing something.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh. Right? Seer has Spanky, so Seer will send Spanky out to investigate.
We see Spanky going up the stairs, flying. We hear the little buzz, and we see the figure turn its head and begin to stand. And you hear, as Spanky approaches the creature, "Who goes there?" And it echoes down the stairway. State your
It
names.
is I, Mavet, Soha, Fidash, Dash, Dash. He's trying to make his own voice echo since he's thinking that's how the person's actually talking.
Yep. Yeah, here's one. Waits for the other ones to pipe up. Jen's smart here. Hang on. Or Jill's smart. DM's not smart, but she is. A lot smarter than me. Celine! And you just hear, like, her voice travel up. Gives a fake name. What about you, Luia?
Janet Jackson?
Yeah, why the fuck did I even ask? I should have known that. Everyone responds, and do you guys keep walking up the stairs?
Sure. Why not? Well,
Okay.
carefully, though.
Yeah, you guys approach carefully. It doesn't appear like this person's going to attack you. He sees that all of you are a genasi. If there's any arguments, I assume Jalen would have made herself look like closer to. Actually, yeah, it's more appropriate. I think she might have turned into an air genasi to fit in with the majority of the crowd here. We got Smoke, we got Storm. Might as well fit the air theme with Seer being the outlier.
She's about the hot air.
Yeah, a lot of hot air. But you guys begin to come up, and this is what you see. Are you new recruits? I am Quagmire. It is a pleasure to meet you. And as you approach, you don't see his lips moving. It looks like this creature is made of ice, has no eyes. Very rigid structure.
Hello there. Janet here. I don't know if you've heard of me. This is Seer.
Looks towards the fire genasi, gives a slow and methodical nod. You guys step up, and as you guys look around, you see what looks to be a glacier. And it is just a very massive landmass. You can barely see the top of it. It goes like a couple 100 feet up. And you see it's dotted with holes, with water flowing in and water coming out. Welcome, welcome. You've come to join the cause.
Yes. We've kind of come across some extra people. Figured the more the merrier.
Yes. More people is better. Strengthen our forces. Become a unity. Become one. And he is glancing around the group here. And I think his eyes linger on Mavet. What were you?
I don't understand. I told you my name. Mavet, Soha, Fidash.
Yes. You just don't look like you used to be human, elf, or any sort of demi-human. I didn't know a tree could become a genasi. Yes.
I'm pretty sure I'm still just, myself.
Are you? Who sent you?
No one orders me around.
Squints his eyes a little bit at you. You guys avoid the question?
Captain Eddie, right?
Yep.
It was the captain, Eddie.
Gives a nod. I see. All right. Before we move on a little bit here, because there's going to be some more back and forth here. From your understanding, this person should be the lieutenant of the army. Now, it is up to the party how you guys want to deal with this, if you guys just want to play along, or if you just want to assassinate this person, because killing the lieutenant will stop the clock a little bit.
Do we notice any other individuals here?
He is all by himself.
I'm gonna see where this goes before
Okay.
we just go balls to the wall.
All right. Well, I think I do have a use for you. How dedicated are you to the cause?
I mean, pretty dedicated. We came from quite a long ways and we're here, so...
Nods. This is probably going to be one of the more important checks that I have you roll, Aluya. I'm going to have you make a persuasion check, and gauging on how well you do the persuasion check will dictate how much information you get from him. I will offer you the roll.
Okay.
Natural
I'll take that.
20. Oh, fuck. All right, here we go.
Do you want me to suck your clit now or later?
Yeah. So gives us very slow nod, and he will give you a lot. Aluya, he will give you a lot of information here. A little too much, actually.
Oh boy, I think I'm ready.
I like the cut of your jib. All right, this is what needs to happen. I am currently within a tower on the plains of the surface of Frostheart, deep within the storm. You may not approach me yet. There is a bumbling giant that wanders around on the surface, claims the territory as his own. You have to wait until he sleeps. Only then will it be safe to approach me. What I need from you and your associates, when it's finally time for us to meet, I need you to steal eggs from the hatchery within the Whistling Farms. Can you do that much for me?
Sorry, can I insight this check? That seems like the most random things.
You rolled so fucking high that he is giving you the broad strokes without giving you the details. He is essentially giving you orders, a meetup, and it appears that there's a connection between all this. He's not detailing the plans. All he wants is eggs from a farm and wants you guys to go to the surface of this glacier on the very top and basically approach him in his tower. It seems genuine. He seems like he believes your commitment to the cause.
Right. So I'm not the brains of the operation. This lovely lady here is. Just so I understand, you are in a tower. We cannot approach you. There is a giant. Don't fucks with giant. Try to maneuver around, and we need to steal some eggs. Is that correct?
Gives a slow nod.
Okay. And where is it again that this tower was? And this glacier? Or where this farm is?
The glacier is within Frostheart itself. He would just say, take one of the tunnels, get inside Frostheart within the glacier itself, go to the farm, steal the eggs, wait 3 days until you hear snoring, and then Approach the surface. Bring the eggs to me. Keep in mind, if you would have just passed the check, he would have just told you to wait within Frostheart. He is giving you initiative, letting you guys in on a little bit of the plan, the scheme that's going around in Frostheart.
Okay. Howard, no go. Giant, avoid. Get eggs. Wait 3 days till we hear snoring. Approach surface and go to you.
Knots.
Like, what is the general direction of this farm?
Once you enter in the town, it'll be northeast. Can't miss it. You can hear it. You don't call it Whistling Farms for nothing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Anything else you require of us? Anything we should be looking out for, aside from the giant?
Tribesmen. They're dangerous. Be careful. I think he even stares off to the plains up above. I don't know how they do it, but they have a way of escaping the eye of the giant. And let me tell you this. That giant misses nothing. Its gaze can see through practically everything. They have some method of bypassing it. See? Oh, sorry. And looking at your confusion bit, or perhaps like lack of information. There's a tribe of centaurs that were exiled to Frostheart. They're marked like giraffes. Call themselves the Longneck tribe.
Longneck tribe.
Yep. That's all the information you squeeze out of him.
And who else is with you in the tower? Should we be aware? Maybe someone comes to door, be like, hey, who are you? And we're like, we're here for the lieutenant.
Brothers, sisters, and cousins. Have a small militia.
Got it.
Just want to imagine your character's actually writing this shit down as he's fucking telling you.
Where I used to write my poems. Like, okay, I think she's got doodles.
Yep.
He
Be
draws
careful
tower,
of Boreas. Alright?
draws giant.
Yeah.
Draws
Yeah.
eggs.
Yeah. Just be careful of Boreas. He's no ordinary giant. You think he might be a demi-titan.
Okay. Boreas.
And at this point, I am going to tell the party something. Because of the new threshold you guys have reached and the new tier of play you guys are entering, there's going to be far greater threats in the world. Such threats are not your goals. They are simply obstacles that exist in between you and the goal. And this particular creature is extremely dangerous. So much so, I'm going to give it a label. I am going to be calling these monsters Apex monsters, as they are far stronger than your goals, or at least the bosses you would fight or encounter in the area. You should be hunting right now as we speak.
Alright, we will formulate a plan of sorts if you just... Wait, if you're in the tower, how do you hear now?
Stares at you for a very long time. We're done here. And stares off into the distance. and you see the light fade from the creature's eyes, and as it sits down, you see it goes a little limp.
Okay.
Yeah, congratulations on not attacking the person and alerting the lieutenants that you are an enemy force in the area. Good job. I was waiting for it too. I was waiting for you guys to take the bait and just fucking kill him.
Not the guy. I was not gonna lie. I was really worried.
Yeah, a little bit. I was too. You guys made it through though. Like that was a really good check. You guys have
The benefits
plethora
of keeping
information.
my mouth shut.
Yeah. You guys did splendid. Well, that being said, do you guys say goodbye to your whale?
I would move to a position where this whatever puppet cannot see us for a moment and try and tell
Yeah,
Eddie
you guys
what's
can
going on.
can move somewhere else. Like imagine you guys are on a block of floating ice. Like you guys can go to other places, other areas. You still have most of you guys have your mounts.
Alright. She'll go to Jenna. Can I just tap on Eddie? I don't know how this works. Do I knock on it? Do I tap on it? Could you come out?
Far enough away, he doesn't see it. Like you guys are completely hidden, obscured from him. You guys are totally safe.
Hello?
Hello?
Do I rub it like a genie lamp? I'll use 2 fingers.
Okay. Eddie, what the fuck happens? Anything, or do you just remain within your vessel?
Okay, like, she probably forgot. It's like, handles one of the mushrooms he was cultivating.
Yep.
Burns it. It's,
Aluya, I can hear you, but you can't hear me. I'm talking to you with a mushroom right now. Is this important?
Right. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that you got the gist of everything. That's all. We're going to... I want to keep Abby with us, if that's okay. I don't see his parents. They might come back, or maybe they don't, and he stays with us for a really long time.
Okay. Okay.
You stay there. Abby will stay with us. Can't find
Okay.
parents. We keep looking. Don't be sad. I'm here.
Making noise.
Forever.
Alright, I'm gonna make the most important roll of this fucking whale's life. Hang on. Hang on. Guys, sir.
choosing life or choosing death.
Yeah, so the whale resurfaces. It's saying thank you. Like, that's what Eddie can hear. You guys are telling it to wait for you guys, that you guys will be back. And it will begin to swim away and begin to hide. And I'm going to have it make a stealth check, and I'll explain why in 1 second. Because I'm not going to force this. Hang on.
Don't kill this whale, please.
One second. I'm so sorry. Hang on. Okay. So, as you guys begin to say goodbye, you tell him to hide. He's just going and begins to swim away. And as he begins to submerge itself, we see from the storm above the glacier itself, we see a humongous, colossal harpoon just embed its way through the whale. We see a splash of gore, chunks, and the rope becomes taut. And gradually, just see the whale being pulled closer and closer to the glacier. And as it hits the wall, it gets pulled higher and higher and higher until we just see an arm come out. I will show you guys the arm of this creature. We see electricity sparking around the hand, purple flesh, a almost bronze-like gauntlet as it grabs the whale whole. Its hand goes entirely around the whale and it pulls up. And as it looks around, oh, you guys wouldn't be able to see it. Like, you just see its arms. You see a moment. You see the sparks of its eyes flickering. And everyone in the party understands primordial, correct?
I don't remember if Bovet does, but
No, I don't.
If at least one person, that's the important part.
in which case Seer and Aluya by default.
Yeah. Aluya, as you're shocked by the gore, you hear in the air itself, in a very deep and rumbling tone, "Those who walk on my ground are slain. You have been warned." Warned. To everyone else, it just sounds just like guttural Norse. And as we see our sweet Ebby disappearing within the mist, we hear the thump of its footsteps going within. Aluya, roll me a d3.
How I do that?
Click on d4, replace the 4 with 3. All right, what did you roll? 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, this will come into effect later. We'll jot that down. All right. You guys are safe. Just for the audience, because I did a lot of narration there. I did a couple rolls. Our dear Abby rolled an 8 to stealth away, go into the water, and while the Demi-Titan was hunting, he rolled 23 on his perception while hunting. Not rolled a 23. Got 23. Then for attack roll, he got 32, and for damage with the harpoon, he did 87 points of damage. This is an apex monster.
This bitch.
Yeah.
Having
that gruesome
that.
fucking sight. Just covered in viscera and gore.
Aluya's hair streaks really hard with electricity, and she jots down, "I'm going to come back for that motherfucker. You're on my shit list."
That is a goal. If you do eventually want to come back and fight it, or even tackle it, you can. Straight ahead.
There's so much static electricity around. Me and you, giant.
Yeah.
Me and you.
And by no means am I going to bait you guys. I'm going to be perfectly honest. If you guys do fight it, you guys, and somehow fucking win. Obviously, you'd level up a few times. You'd be skipping a lot of levels. But it is a powerful creature. This is me as DM, your only warning. If you encounter this creature, you know the risk.
Fair enough.
All right, what do you guys do?
Fine. I have means to come
Let's
back
go
here.
get some levels.
Yeah. Yeah, let's fight. Let's fight the creature that sees through obscurement.
I mean, we'll definitely go up a few levels as the next session. We will start with level 5 characters.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. You guys see a glacier before you filled with holes. There's water ebbing, flowing throughout each of the tunnels. Like each one has its
Mazette,
own
you've
current.
been here too?
Huh?
Nothing.
Making a joke, he missed it. What's the plan of attack?
To avoid the giant at all costs.
So long as what you can get as a player, so long as you don't walk on the surface, like the top of the glacier, you're fine.
Okay, so we
I
can
have
just...
pass without trace, so
Yeah.
we could not leave tracks too.
If you desire.
But we have clip clop, so I'm gonna stick with the waters.
Yeah. It seems like a whole bunch of water in between you and getting to Frostheart.
Okay.
Yep.
Tally ho, we move with precaution through the waters to get to the northeast side to where the farm could be.
Yeah. Well, that's a couple steps. Hang on.
Okay.
So, you guys approach the glacier. Is a couple 100 feet up. I would say about 200 feet up or so. Again, just to give a scale of how far this creature could throw something as well. But you guys look at the tunnels. There are countless tunnels. And I need to ask, which one do you use?
Could I use Spanky to see if we can hear the whistling of the farms from any of them? Coming
no
through
need
clear.
no need for a perception check because it's hard because they're open tunnels. They all would have air current, so wind going through it. So it's a bit hard to see. But I can offer a perception check for a different reason if you'd like to take it, or
Okay.
Investigation is better put.
All right.
Mavet, you getting in on this investigation check?
I'm kind of trash at investigation.
So am
What?
I. We're rolling.
Okay.
I mean, anybody can roll a high die even with a bad modifier.
Yep.
Okay, I'll roll.
The way I imagine it is like Mavet's trying to be Eddie's eyes. Okay. All right, that's 18, 11. Aluya, what you do notice is, weirdly enough, like, some of the tunnels have, or all of the tunnels have an incline that's almost imperceptible to see. Like some incline down and some incline up. What you can gather is this is a way of channeling the water so boats can naturally go inside and exit Frostheart. So by that logic, if you were to go in one of the tunnels with a slight incline going down, you would naturally reach the entrance, not the exit.
The entrance of Frostheart, right?
Yep. You see
Okay.
aqueducts are essentially like water tunnels. And
Okay.
they're controlling the flow of water. Incline downward going in, incline upward going out.
We're gonna go in.
All right. Well, on the incline going downward, I assume everyone's riding, or I assume Mavet's riding Eddie's steed, his hippocampus. Aluya, you're riding Clip-Clop. Everyone's on their mount here and coming in to Frostheart. You guys enter the tunnel. There is ice walls. It's all perfectly circular. In fact, it's just unbelievable. Like, you maybe even wonder yourself, like, how the hell did they carve tunnels like these? This is just perfectly circular with doesn't even look like they use tools. At this point, I'm gonna offer everyone, including Eddie, a perception check because this is hearing based, not sight. Wow. Jesus. Yeah, you all hear it. So initially, weirdly enough, as you're going through this tunnel filled with water, the current bringing you inside of Frostheart, you hear initially the sound of a flickering fire. You just hear the crackling of fire. Trying to figure out where the hell is that coming from. And as you guys are going through the tunnel, you feel a rumble. Like, yeah, just a quake. And again, with a natural 20, 26, I can connect the dots one more time here. It appears that there's some creature burrowing within the ice. And it kind of strikes you. Okay. They didn't carve these by hand. They had something else carve it for them. You don't know what. All right. If you guys keep moving forward, you'll eventually come to the entrance to Frostheart.
Sorry, what?
If you guys keep moving forward, you guys will reach the entrance to Frostheart. I'm going to do a couple things here. First, I'm going to show you guys the map. Very nice map. Then second off, I'm going to show you guys visually what it looks like. All right. So as you guys begin to enter Frostheart, we see just sculptures made of ice, buildings, towers, a bustling community of pale white sea elves going to and fro on the docks. In the distance, on a incline going up and up and up and up, you see a tower that connects to an icy base all the way to the ceiling, almost like a structural support. As you guys enter in to Frostheart through this waterway, I would say it's Aluya first, followed by Mavet. You feel a drip of water on your nose, and on your head, then on your shoulder. Then the same with you, Mavet. And as you guys look up, you see like a slight rain inside of a glacier. Doesn't really make any sense. Like, why the hell would it be raining in here? But as that's occurring, as you guys get out of the tunnel and look within this city of ice, you are stopped by two people, and they say, "Hold! I will show you what these things look like." You see two guards. They have like an almost Polynesian type tribal outfit, but seems sophisticated. There's feathers, there's a little bit of leather underneath, but it still exposes skin. They both hold spears, have long white sharp ears, along with a facial tattoo as well, and black hair that goes down to their mid-back, tied up. And the guards approach. "Hold there!" And you see them talking amongst themselves. So, So now at this point, because again, I don't want to fuck you guys. What are you doing with your appearance here? That's towards Mavet and Aluya. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say, oh, okay, nothing happened. Like, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity. You guys know you go in with a within civilization. Are you guys looking the way you do, or are you guys changing your appearance?
If we're going somewhere that looks down on us, then probably change my appearance to something more
Okay.
elven aquatic like.
I'll figure out what Seer's doing when she comes back during the session. Mavet, anything happening with your appearance? Because again, you seem a lot more smoke-like now.
Yeah, Mavet still feels like he's the same he's always been and doesn't feel like he needs to change. He hasn't had issues with it so far, so he's not going to take any precautions unless someone forces it upon him.
Anyone force it upon Mavet before I move on here?
I mean, can't force the dude. He's gonna do what he wants to do.
Okay. Halt! And they begin to talk amongst themselves. What business do you have in Frostheart? And both their eyes lock in to the tree man. And what is that thing?
Hello, I am Mavet Soha Finash.
What are you?
I am, from what I remember, I am part of these trees. Maybe some sort of race. I'm not sure. I have not seen another like myself.
All right, we're gonna go through the process here, buddy. I'm gonna give you a chance because you are weird, but I'm gonna make it dependent on roll. See if this guy connects any dots here, because again, you have a very strange race. What would that be? Here. It's not insight. You're looking at a creature trying to dictate what. Maybe I should check the thingy quick. Oh yeah, Arcana. That'd be good, because he's trying to determine what you are. Perhaps nature? It could go either way. Nature, that's more appropriate, because you look like a tree, and he's trying to ascertain if you would be an actual a race that could feasibly be a thing. Just to give you the stakes of the roll here, Mavet, if he succeeds, I'm going to say a 16. Give me deception. That'll dictate DC here. Give me deception.
So I am not being
Or
deceptive.
charisma.
I believe it's.
Give me a charisma check then. I will offer you the roll.
Give me it.
Yep. All right. It will be charisma. It will be towards Mavet. All right. If you have anything to add on the roll, now's the time to add it to the roll.
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Wow, 15. All right. I'm going to make a nature check, straight wisdom, from this guard. And if he beats if he meets or beats a 15, he is going to understand what you are, whether you realized it or not, and things are going to escalate here. I just want you as the player to know what I'm doing as I'm doing it before I make the roll.
Oh, I'm so ready to kill someone if I need to.
Okay. Anything from any of the other players before I move on here?
does seem like they're gonna get hostile.
You can't tell yet. This is him just working shit out in his brain before he makes any affirmative action.
Okay.
Ability check. Wow. Okay. And just to add a little bit more ambiguity here, I don't think he thinks you're a genasi, but you're definitely not normal or acceptable within this town. You are just not a regular creature. And I think he looks towards the rest of the party involved, giving the stink eye. What's your business here?
Look, we just like to travel and go new places. My smart friend here, well, she likes gathering new herbs to help other people.
Is that so? Sounds like you're coming in
Yes.
for business for gathering herbs. Nostrils flare. Hand
We
over all your
have
possessions.
money. Could I ask
me.
why?
None of your concern. What's on your person? Do you
Kind
have
of
any bags of
hostile.
holding?
Yes.
Let me see them.
No, thank you.
It's his eyes.
Could I ask what our offenses?
Listen here. What we are doing is none of your concern. Either you hand over your possessions, we inspect it, or you do not make it into Frostheart.
Eddie sighing from inside the lamp.
What do you guys do?
I'm going to do an insight check to make sure that they are actual guards.
Okay. Yep, perfectly reasonable. I will offer you the check. Eddie, while he's doing the insight check, is there something you'd like to do?
It's Eddie using another mushroom inside. It's like,
I don't want to come out because that will raise a fuss, but did you kind of forget that they are currently a city under war? Security checks are normal.
It lines up.
Feels super rude of you, but
We'll go ahead and pay our fare of whatever to get in, as I hand half of the jewelry I have on me, which is worth 250 gold, so that'd be 125 gold to let us pass.
250 gold?
No, I have jewelry worth 250 gold. I would like to give them half of it to just let us pass, so 125 gold of jewelry. Because they want our valuables.
He hesitates.
look, I will let you look inside, but you can't take it. We got to carry things. I don't feel like using my arms to carry things.
Listen here, I'm just going to inspect it, and if you have no contraband, you shall get it. You shall get your bag of holding returned to you. Need to check for contraband. And as he's staring at the jewelry, if you insist, Mavet, things might change. Not in the way that you want, but things might change if you're just holding up jewelry and offering it.
I'm just willing to give it to. I'm thinking I'm giving it to him, so he'll leave us alone. People like shiny things. I don't see the value in it.
Yeah. He begins to grab the jewelry, and I think the guards talk amongst themselves, and what you hear from it is, "Are you sure we should let him in? It's a tree man. He's fuming smoke. Look at this.
So this is a lot. What's a tree man going to do around town? He's not going to raise hell. Are you sure? All I know is I'm going to have a good night.
Talking back and forth. They will still do an investigation on your supplies, but I'm going to tell you, Mavet, you were about to be denied entry. But with a bribe, you make your way. You are able to enter the town after an inspection. But they are insistent on that. Does anyone stop the guards from searching you guys?
They can
Obviously,
search.
except
It's
Mega.
still on me. I mean, they're not going to find much on me.
Yeah, I'm just asking if
Literally.
you were going to stop them. Like, if they do
No.
pat down, look through all, like, basically look through your inventory.
They're going to find a lot of food and treasure. That's in my bag.
Yep, look through it. You let them go through your bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, goes through it. As he finishes, he just gives a huff, looks towards the other guard, shakes his head, and the other one just clicks his tongue and just whispers, "Damn."
I'm sure we'll find him. All right, come here, tree man.
Okay.
What do you have on you?
Well, I have my favorite book. I have some things to write in my book.
I don't care about... and he tries to search through your bark?
I have a backpack now.
Yeah, he looks through your backpack. Looking through it. Shakes his head. Same reaction.
Not a single egg. Not a single goddamn one.
All right. What's the duration of your stay?
I'm really bad with time. How long do I have? Or do you feel comfortable with, so I don't make you mad?
You don't seem too certain about your business or how long it'll take.
Looking
Well,
towards
no,
Aluya.
he does.
Seer.
He's doing his own thing. I mean, he's cool and everything, but
He's cool. Listen, officer, he's cool. He's cool, all right? All right.
no, we like to stick around. We don't just come here just for shopping. We like to get to know the culture we're going to be in, immerse ourselves.
Takes a deep breath.
All right. Write down your name, your race, and your duration of your stay in this book.
And he hands you a ledger. You guys write down?
Sure. Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. What race?
Whatever the elf aquatic equivalent is.
Okay, so you look like a sea elf?
I look like whatever they are.
Okay. That's
Close
perfectly
to it.
fine. Yeah, you have pale white skin and long ears, along with gills along your neck. All right, you put down sea elf. Mavet, what do you put down?
Well, Mavet, only knowing half of the letters, is going to try his best to write Mavet Sohafidash.
Yeah.
And
I
then
imagine
that's
there's
just
no
it. I don't know
vowels.
what else I
Yeah.
would put.
Yeah, it's just, it's like MHVT. You're really getting good. Yeah, and what do you put down for race?
I would just write my name again.
All right, and
I will help him write tree.
And what do you guys put down for your duration?
Mm. We'll say 7 days, could be longer depending on what studies need to be done.
7 days, then you ask for a renewal. That's all I can give you.
That works for me.
All right. As you guys are ready to go in, we see him.
Wait, before we leave, just so I can make sure I keep track of my friends, like my friends here, what were your guys' names?
I am Kalarin, and I am Thalos.
Aaron and Thalos?
THALOS. The other one is CALARIN.
Well, thank you for being so kind. I like
Hold
kind
on.
people.
We're not done here. Give me your hands, each one of you.
Are you going to hurt us?
No,
Which
no,
one?
no.
I have
I'm
two.
marking you.
Oh,
Stand still, or else you're going to get in trouble in town.
And you just see him pull out like a small pouch. It has a bit of powder in it. He pulls out a needle, draws a bit of blood from you, or at least creates an opening, and he covers the wound with this bright blue dust. And as it covers, it almost forms a tattoo on you. It looks like a seashell, essentially, with a serpent on the inside. And you see with the serpent, there is an incremental, almost like a round like bar that is slowly glowing and trying to reach. Essentially, it looks like an Ouroboros starting from the tail. This light is growing brighter, trying to reach the head. It looks like it'll take about 7 days to do so. You guys have an actual timer on your marking here. For Mavet, it's a little bit more weird, but same thing applies. They make a cut on your body. You see seashell, Ouroboros, tail glows a bright, I'm going to say bright blue. And it will progressively try to make its way to the head. And does it for all 3 people in the party. 4. Seer's here too.
And you said that because of my gift, you're going to have a fun time. Where are the fun times at?
That's in the heart, my friend. Go to the heart.
8th player. So many fucking windows. Here we go. Tells you your the heart. For your guys' reference, we are right here. So look towards the ford, the little purple section, worm tunnel docks. We just see the water lapping around a dock-like area. And he tells you all the fun happens in the heart. All right. Mavet, you bribed your way through. Everyone else is free to go. I'm just going to say Mavet, because you spent money, you're able to gain entry, but keep in mind, you are a very odd-looking creature. You will raise suspicion.
That's fine.
Yep, that's
I
fine.
got my friends.
I'm just making you, Rakusan, the player, aware that I'm going to be throwing a lot of obstacles your way.
Yeah, well, me recusing the player is full on stupid because Mavet's stupid.
Okay, you know what? That's some method acting right there. All right. You guys go to the docks. Yeah, I would say at this point there might even be a sea elf that saunters their way down. It's a woman. She has her hair in a bun. She has a clipboard. And again, like all the people here, like they have Polynesian like outfits. So a lot of vibrant colors, a lot of strange shapes and patterns. And what makes it unique is it really does seem like it's made from a fine fabric and occasionally leathers. But for her, just imagine orange, blue, and red all going together. And she walks up and looks down at the hippocampuses, and she goes, "How long will we be keeping your hippocampuses?"
So far 7 days, but could be longer. We might need an extension.
Yes, 7 days. All right. Make sure you give me, and she counts out the number. I believe you guys have 3.
Mm-hmm.
21 gold pieces, please.
I'll give her 42.
Okay. Give her 42. She looks at it, looks back down. We'll make sure that they get the best treatment that they could possibly. We'll make sure they get the best treatment possible within the stables. Name?
Thank you.
Clicks
Uh,
not clicks a pen,
well-
but grabs out a feather.
This beautiful one here, he is Clip Clop.
Oh, Clip Clop. Okay. Who came up with that silly name?
Silly? I mean, it seems pretty regal to me, but
Oh yes,
sure.
that's fantastic. Name?
Hold on. I have them. Just give me a moment. One's
Mhm.
like Seafire.
Yes, C5.
Yes.
Okay.
And this one here, bear with me. Sir Looped Twist Dimp Toe Footle Bottom.
Very dignified. You spell that with an S?
Yes, I mean he gets dignified and I get silly, but alright.
Just gives you a plastic smile. Writes down each one of the bounced names. And who is going to be responsible? I need a name to for all these mounts to be under. Miss
Jackson, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. What a dignified name.
I see this is like the default setting for your talking, but okay.
Now she's just being a bitch. She thinks all the names are ridiculous as she's writing down on the clipboard. And she finishes off with a flourish. All right, Miss Jackson. We'll make sure that we
It's a
have them.
family name.
Oh, I'm sure. How dignified. I'll be sure.
You know what? What's
that-
your name?
You want to know what my name is? It's Wave
Yes.
Caller. Miss Wave Caller to you.
Damn it, that's pretty nice.
I know
You
it
have
is.
a nice name, Mr. Wave Collar.
Yes, I
Also a
noticed.
family name.
Alera Wave Caller. Maybe you start thinking about your ship before you start singing it. Okay. Well, if that's the case, we shall keep your mounts nice and safe for you. Stay out of trouble. And she goes on to the next little area in the docks for the next crew that's coming in. So on and so forth. There's a lot of business being had here. What do you guys do?
The lay of the town.
Wow. Yeah. So everything's at an incremental rise, like a slope going upward. Right now, you guys are at the Worm Docks. And I'm just going to use cardinal directions to make it easier. To the north of your position would be the Whistling Wind Farms. To the east would be the Heart, which is at the heart of the city. Farther east from that, you see the giant tower that's a supporting column for Frostheart. And beyond it, or I should say, right before it, you see an actual wall. Like a very tall, I would say 140 foot tall wall. It's about half the height of the actual cavity of this area. Yeah, there's an actual wall, and by the looks of it, you can distinguish where the nobles are and where the Commonwealth is. You see to the south a district, residential, and right between the docks and the Commonwealth, you see a shabby town of mixed races that essentially lives in a ghetto. That is the wide lay of the town. In order of how I name these off, that'd be the Purple District, Worm Tunnel Docks, the Orange District, Whistling Wind Farms, the Blue District, the Heart, the Red District, the Wall, the Green District, Prism View District, Commonwealth, and finally the Castaway Quarter, which is yellow. The main reason I named it off is because I might do the same thing I did in Shayam, where I might just start saying colors for a quicker reference, but it's interchangeable.
Okay.
Yep.
And where would we go for like a nice inn?
That'd be in the heart to the north. And I know I'm giving you a lot of information here, but you have an actual guide that lived in town. I'm not going to have you do rolls. Essentially, as you're asking questions, Jalen is filling you in.
Right. Okay, so best place recommendation that we could stay tonight.
Well, Northern Nectar. That'd be a perfect place to stay. It's a bit pricey, but the inn is fabulous. And you see the quickest way to get there. If you look at the map, you guys are around where 4 is. You see like an entire warehouse where a brewery is occurring, or not occurring, where a brewery is where they are making alcohol. Beyond that, you see a farm, a bit of farmland. Then beyond that, you see like atop the sloping hill, what looks to be the area. You can see it all the way districts away from how the slope is working.
And that was the Northern Nectar Inn?
Yep. It would be northeast of your position.
Well, we'll make our way there then.
Okay. All right. As you guys make your way through the worm tunnel docks, making your way towards the Whistling Wind Farms, you do hear a bit of a ruckus. As you hear what sounds to be a beating. You see 3 sea elves around a figure stomping their foot onto someone. And I think what you do catch on the wind here is, "That will teach you to talk about peace with those filth!" Just kicking. And you hear what sounds to be an older woman's voice as she is screaming in pain. And you hear the snapping of bones. What do you do?
What is happening here? At Jilanua.
Looking around, she observes the situation along with you. If you guys investigate the area, you see a broken sign, and you see written on the sign, written in Elven. I'm not sure if you guys can read Elven, but she would translate it to you. She would say, well, she would read, "Save Adontis." And looking at the forces, she might even say close to you, "Community's having trouble to decide whether to remain here and defend our borders and islands from Julriano, or to help our brethren to the south. The elves and Adontis fight their war against the dwarves and humans. It's a pretty split issue. It looks like they're having a disagreement, and it got to punches." And you see, like, there is a gradual difference in age. You see these are younger men, and it looks like they're pitching for the elves to stay at home, while the old woman, is being beaten on the floor, and her essential protest is to send armed forces to Adontis.
I mean, should we help her? I mean, would it be taboo? Be like, hey, take your shit and play, I don't know, a drinking game. Settle your differences.
There's nothing taboo about doing what's right. See the men. Again, they actually have weapons in hands. They're not using it yet. They have tattoos all over their faces, sharp ears, and just... again, Polynesian, like cloak. And you see the old woman on the ground crying, like trying to protect her face, like putting hands above her face, like rolled up on the ground. What do you do?
I'll intervene. Well, hey, hold on there. This is the young ones, right? They're the ones saying, "No, hell no, we won't go." Oh, hello?
Looks back. What the hell do you want? Looks towards you.
Easy there, alright. Is this necessary? She just has an opinion. You don't agree with it.
Well, her opinion is wrong. She's gonna kill us
then
all.
She could be wrong. Are you actually going? Is it happening? Or is this just a thought?
Their eyes are drawn to Mavet, and he stops mid-sentence.
Hello? I asked
one
what?
step.
Yes, he's an interesting fellow.
Takes one step back, then another step back, and you see all of them share a glance. Hey, I think we need to go on our way. Yeah, we're gonna leave here. And you just see them slowly walking back. All right. Before we move on here, Mavet, Aluya, I'm going to offer you a check. We're going to do an insight check. Okay. Obviously, Eddie's still within his vessel. Can't see what's going on here. That is a natural 1 from Mavet. 9. But the 26, Aluya. They don't appear to be scared of Mavet because of his appearance. They appear to be scared of Mavet from recognition. They're not trembling. They're showing caution. They recognize Mavet, and they are slowly walking away, looking to make a break for it, as they do not want to interact with Mavet.
Mavet?
Yes.
Have you been here before?
I don't believe so.
It's just me, but I got the feeling that maybe your big, scary, smoky tree appearance was not the issue here. Are you sure you don't know them?
I'm pretty positive. I've never been here. I mean,
They
the
make a
guards
break for
didn't
it.
notice me.
Again, running.
All right, but I would say let's keep our eyes open even more. Seems like there is more here to the situation that we know.
Yep. And as you guys watch them, you see them meld into the crowd and disappear.
Sir, do you mind helping the woman, please?
Nods. Goes down.
Oh, thank you, hun. Ow, ow, ow. Ow.
And she begins to sit up.
Oh, bother. Sorry. Didn't mean to be any trouble for you folk.
And she looks around at the party, then her eyes again linger on Mavet. Just shakes her head a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
See-
welcome. Are you sure you're okay?
Oh, take more than a couple ruffians to rustle my feathers and make me stop what I'm doing.
And she tries to get up. Seer stops her, tries to slow her down, but again, there's a bit of a second wind with this woman as she grabs her sign, begins to mend it, and again, you just see a sign, picket sign with just elven scribbles on it.
I'm not going to stand by and watch my brethren be slain. And sure as hell, I'm not going to leave my son there to die.
There's just a steel in her gaze, or a bit of steel in her gaze.
Seems like a lot of differing opinions are going on here.
A lot of idiots. They've forgotten our roots. Elves look after one another. It's about the community, the blood. We all share it. Can't just ignore our brethren.
They must be scared. Fear can be one heck of a thing.
Being slaughtered. The land is being raped. Yeah, setting fire to everything. Hell, they can hardly breathe in Adontis. I hear even Giuliano's getting some of the smoke, some of the ash.
And again, it does occur to you, Aluya. Turn back the Wayback Machine here. When you guys first started exploring that area after Sheam, you guys did experience smoke and ash.
Sounds horrible. My apologies.
You have nothing to apologize for. I wish there were more people like you. People with a backbone. Women with strength.
Do you need help or anything walking? My friend Mavet is quite strong.
She's hesitant when you bring up Mavet.
I know can be scary looking, but he's quite nice.
Slowly shakes her head as Seer is mending her wounds. We see a bit of fire licking around from her Seer's fingertips over the wounds, and we hear the sound of mending bone and flesh reknitting from cauterizing of the injuries. And the woman just shakes her head. No, someone has to put up the good fight. I will stay here. I must keep voicing my opinions, my thoughts. I can't stay quiet like the rest of them.
Well,
but
maybe do it when you're a little bit better, or have a sturdier sign or something. Maybe take a break for today.
frowns a little bit.
Guess I could take a break for a tiny bit, and I'll be right back.
And she comes up to you and holds out her hand. And it's a bit weird. She's not going for a handshake. She holds out an open palm to you, much like a beggar asking for coins. That's not what she's doing, but it's what it looks like.
Is it like a low five or a high five?
It looks like a low five.
That's what she's gonna get.
Okay, you smack her hand and she raises an eyebrow.
Are we not doing low five, high five?
No, honey, let me see your hand.
And she, again, does the open palm asking for your hand.
Gives the hand.
As you put your hand over hers, she curls her fingers, curling yours, and it's very weird. Try doing that yourself, like holding one hand over the other while both of them curl. And that's kind of the greeting that she's giving you. It's just a strange cultural gesture. This
is how we greet dear friends. I want to tell you, should you ever need help or aid, I shall be there for you. Thank you.
And wait, well, what is your name?
I was just about to give it to you.
You shouldn't treat every NPC we come across like a potential lover lost to the wind.
Yeah, I am Celine Coralborn.
Celine Coralborn.
Yes. It looks like your actions might have an impact on later decisions in this adventure. Did good. Yeah. For our case and purposes, we are not using the optional roll, but numerically, I'm going to be keeping track of your reputation within this town based on your guys' actions. But just to move things forward a little bit, Eddie, it would take about 30 some odd minutes to begin traveling towards the inn. Are you staying in for the full hour or like a full duration here? Like what's happening?
He's mostly, well, at the very least, he's going to be waiting until they have gone to like someplace like more private. But I mean, otherwise, like he's probably just gonna work on just cultivating stuff in his room.
Yeah.
So,
All right. I just
considering
wanted
he had to give a fair amount of supply to complete strangers so that they could call him later.
Yep. Yeah, that works out. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see Eddie for the remainder of the session. We're gonna finish on a little bit of cliffhanger here, but at the start of the next session, we're gonna be starting in a location where your character can come out. All right, as you guys are traveling, you guys begin to go through the Whistling Wind Farms, cutting through the districts here. And as you do so, you do see a lot of windmills that are doing as this. Like you guys see the actual mills being rotated, grain being crushed, what have you. The wind is the strange part. As you look up at the wall, you see that there are holes, very tiny holes that go into the glacier wall going outside. And there's some weird invention or the way that it was crafted, burrowed. These holes produce like a lot of concentrated wind that is blowing at these windmills. And you just see an entire farm worth of windmills being blown and just rolling farmland. Even the ground itself is hot. You see that there is stone on the bottom. There is no ice anywhere. It is just a lot of flat land as you guys begin to walk. If you guys aren't sightseeing in the Whistling Farm, I'm going to bring you guys closer to the inn. As you guys enter the heart, you guys come along the streets. I will show you exactly the street. You guys come to the street. Again, on the upper incline, you begin to start to see the wall. Past the Heart District, you see the 100 and some odd foot wall of pure ice leading upward to the Wall District. Looking into the town itself, you see a bunch of buildings carved out of ice with intricate designs. And street, you actually see a bunch of people on the sides of the street as if they're waiting for something. You see hundreds of people, and they're all holding flowers and all sorts of things in their hands, just waiting. Even as you guys pause, look around, start watching it, you guys begin to see down the street, through the icy haze, a little bit of vapors rising from the ground. You see what looks to be 2 huge ice golems. As they walk down the street, you see that they are holding what looks to be, and I always fuck up the word here. 1 second. There we go, a palanquin. Jesus. They're holding a palanquin. It looks like it's carved from ivory, and you see like curtains. And as the curtains open up, you see a waving hand. Through the curtain, you see a woman. It is a beautiful woman, young age, bangs, long white hair, sharp ears, and much like everyone else, has the outfit. And as we see this woman, high cheekbones and what have you, you see Jalen freeze, and her skin actually goes a bit white. And you hear her mumbling to herself, This cannot be. It's impossible. And I would say Aluya's probably the closest one. She grabs onto your arm, Aluya.
Is something wrong?
Aluya! That's me! She has my face! As we see this woman. She has my face. And right next to this woman is a man with a scale armor, a ceremonial gold gilded blade with a cape that looks like a turtle shell. He has sharp ears, face paint, long white hair, and he is just waving at the crowd. Dad? You hear her just saying to herself. And it looks like her father and, air quotes, herself are in a palanquin on a bit of a tour. But what's most disturbing is trailing behind this palanquin is a chain that's rattling. And it's connected to what looks to be a horse. I can't imagine we start off like the camera at the legs, walking with a gait, stumbling, and as the camera rises from a side profile view, we see the pattern of what looks to be a giraffe print for the fur. And as we get higher, we see a man's chest covered with a bronze gilded armor, almost Roman-esque in its design. And we see scars across the arms, ginger orange body hair, and long, almost mane-like head of hair, a beard, and he is beaten up, fucked up. And again, she just holds on to you tighter, and she whispers the man's name under her breath. Camelou? And we are going to finish
Camelou?
off. Yep, Camelou. We are going to finish off this session with the general giving a bit of a speech to the crowd. See the golem stop in the heart, and as they stop, the centaur-like man gets on his knees, best way I can put it, just collapses down. He stands up, holding a hand to his chest, looking at the crowd. They're throwing flowers at him, and he just says, "Brave kin of the glacier, today we stand united against an age-old menace, the Long-Neck tribe. For far too long, their arrogance has threatened our way of life beneath the ice. The prince," and he rattles the chain that's connected to the centaur man, "Camelou Swiftneck now lies in our grasp, a symbol of their audacity. Our time to act is now. 3 days hence, we will hold his execution. If the Long-Neck tribe do not abide by our demands, should they refuse, we shall offer a gift to Boreas, the titan who commands the winds and roams the plains above. The sacrifice will not only appease the mighty Boreas, but also sends a clear message to our enemies. The sea elves of the glacier are not to be trifled with. Let this act fortify our resolve and secure our dominion. The Long-Neck tribe will know fear, and Boreas will know our loyalty. Together, we shall prevail and ensure the safety and supremacy of our people. For the glacier! For the future! And you just hear a yell of people cheering along here as flowers are fluttering through the air, covering the camera. And again, we look towards Jalen as her mix of emotion is literally showing on her skin. She's changing to all colors of the rainbow before just fading to white. And that's where we're going to end the session for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
We'll have to take each dog. It'll be more than 7 days for us being here.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in this episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Where is the fire?